Hello, beautiful souls. It is Ahimsa here, and happy 2025. Wherever you guys are in terms of the time frame of life, this reading is 100% meant for you because this is supposed to be a timeless reading in terms of what transformation you are currently going through within you, within your inner world. What this reading is going to be all about, guys, it's going to uncover the personal growth and inner transformations that you're currently going through at this very moment. And we're going to get to explore what's shifting inside you as we speak, what is currently emerging from this transformation, and how you can best support your own journey of self-evolution at this time. So because of those three things that I just listed out, this reading is going to be divided into three separate portions or separate sections. Each oracle deck that we're going to use for each section will differ from one another. The first section is going to be giving us the current transformation that's going on right now in your present. The second section of your reading is going to help us dive into what's really happening behind the scenes and what is this transformation bringing to light. And then in the third portion of your reading, we're going to be looking into the outcome aspect of what this transformation will bring about for you and any additional guidance that will benefit you in supporting your own personal self-growth journey at this time. This Mother Earth Mandala Oracle deck is what is going to help us see the mandala that is meant for you in terms of signifying, symbolizing the current transformation that's going on within you at this time. And honestly, guys, I'm so excited. This is the first time I'm going to be organizing my reading this type of way, and I really want to see how it works out. If you have not already, or if you aren't planning on it, I highly recommend, you beautiful souls, that you guys do listen to that guided meditation I have. The tuning forks that I use are specifically frequencies that are meant to help you ground and center yourself during this time. Because if we allow anxiety to kind of take over, if we are stuck in a fear-based way of thinking when we're trying to choose a pile, especially in a video and a pick a card reading, we don't want to allow any anxiety to rule over our judgment when we're choosing the pile, because then the fear is running the show rather than our own personal self-awareness and intuition. You might end up picking a pile that doesn't actually resonate with you if you are in a state of anxiety. I feel like that guided meditation will just really help you guys center yourselves if you are coming from a state of imbalance or uprootedness within yourself. When you clicked on this video, it will help you recenter yourself enough so that you can select a pile that is aligned with you and what you're really meant to hear at this time in terms of the transformation that's going on within you. So with that being said, let us definitely get into this, and I'll see you in the pile selection portion of this video. Welcome to the grounding and centering portion of today's reading. Before you choose the pile that you're most drawn towards, let's take a moment to ground and center ourselves. Close your eyes if you can, and take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely, holding it for a moment at the top, and then slowly exhale through your mouth, releasing any tension or stress you may be holding on to. Feel your body relaxing with each breath. Imagine roots extending from the soles of your feet deep into the earth, anchoring you securely to the ground. Feel the stability and support of the earth beneath you. As you breathe in, visualize a warm, golden light entering through the top of your head, filling your entire body with a sense of calm and peace. This light grounds you, centers you, and connects you to your inner wisdom. In a moment, I will play some tuning fork frequencies to help deepen your relaxation and enhance your connection to your intuition. Simply listen to the sounds and allow them to wash over you, bringing you further into a state of peace and centeredness. Keeping that centered and grounded energy, allow it to guide you as you select the pile you feel most drawn towards. Trust your intuition and let it lead you to the message you need to hear today. Thank you for taking this moment to ground and center yourself. Now, let's begin the reading. Hello, beautiful souls. Hopefully you guys got a chance to listen to that guided meditation before you came into the pile selection portion of this video. Technically, it's a card selection portion of this video, but it is going to help you select your pile because, like I said, I'm doing things a little bit different with this pick a card reading today. So whenever you're watching this is exactly when you're meant to watch it in terms of the exact inner transformation that you're going to be currently going through at this very moment, okay? So for pile number 1, when it comes to the Mother Earth Mandala Oracle deck, we have Butterfly with the number 27. For pile number 2, your significator card is Hibiscus with the number 16. For pile number 3, we have 50 Shades of Quartz with the number 28. And for pile number 4, the final significator card we have here for you guys is Sunset with the number 36. I highly recommend that you guys pause this video if you feel called to, so you guys can really sit on the imagery here. Make sure that you do cherry pick what resonates and leave what doesn't when it comes to your reading. So with that being said, I will see you guys in your portion of the video. Hello, beloved pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. If this is the card that helped you select this pile, then this reading is 100% for you in regards to the current transformation that's taking place in your inner world at this very moment. When it comes to the significator card that allowed you to select this pile, the number 27, obviously 2 plus 7 adds to 9. The butterfly in itself is a symbolism all throughout the world that has to do with transformation, metamorphosizing, and the exact theme for this pick a card reading topic of today. I have a big feeling that this theme is going to have a lot to do with spreading your wings. Spreading your wings to fly, go on some sort of self-discovery journey. Maybe even trying to figure out who pile number 1 really is on the in. It is speaking to me about some sort of shedding process that you might be going through right now. So let us definitely take a look. We're going to place your significator card to the side over here. We're going to grab the tarot cards and get straight into the first portion of your reading. We're going to be pulling out the first deck of oracle cards that we're going to be using to dive into this first section of your reading. We're using the learning tarot cards. I don't know why they're called that. The reason why I bought them is not to learn tarot, but actually I just love the keywords that they use. I'll just show you a little bit of a glimpse on what you guys can expect when it comes to it. Let's make this freaking camera focus. Yes, so as you can see, there's a lot of different keywords, and it gives you like a little bit of a plain straight up text for what the meaning of this card is, but then we also have the reversal energy. So I'm just gonna use it to pull out some additional clues or energy or information on what could be going on when it comes to the very first portion of this reading. We're gonna be looking at the current transformation you're going through at this very time. With the first 2 questions we're gonna be diving into, as each section within this pick a card is gonna be 2 questions at a time. We're gonna look at the internal states that you might be in when it comes to your emotions, your mindset, and spiritual energy as a whole. And then the second question we're gonna be looking into is what's hidden or unseen about this change. So let us definitely dive into it and see where you are right now in terms of your internal state. Like, what is currently going on with pile number 1? Let's take a look now. Okay, so this card shot out. We got the 9 of Wands here. Back of the deck energy, wow. We have the Wheel of Fortune, guys. Oh my gosh, this actually is calling out to me in reference to the butterfly, because when you think about a butterfly and the process it takes to become a butterfly, it starts off as a caterpillar and then it has to go into its cocoon, and that takes time. This for some reason is reminding me of the energy of the Wheel of Fortune card, and it's kind of screaming to me here that right now you might feel like you've had some sort of full circle effect in your life. And okay, for some reason I'm channeling that this is a very uncomfortable full circle effect. So perhaps where you're at right now, pile number 1, isn't in the most comfortable state of mind. You might be feeling very tired or just somewhat frustrated with something. For some reason I'm hearing like, why is it not happening? I want to see what else is going to come. Let's definitely take a look and see the other card to come out for where you're at right now using this other deck we have here. But if I didn't show you this card, for where you're at right now, the 9 of Wands is what is representing your current state right now. So the card to pair with this, to add in to where you're at right now, let us see, where is pile number 1 right now in their internal state? So I forgot to mention, with the learning tarot cards, this is going to be the only deck that I will be shuffling and doing reversals with. So that way we can get some additional detail in terms of where you're at right now exactly in your internal state, and see the hidden or subconscious influences or hidden blockages related to your personal growth journey at this time. For the back of the deck energy with this deck, we have the Five of Wands in the upright position. So the first term, the word conflict here, is shooting out. And this actually, again, adds into that energy I was feeling of frustration that I was speaking about earlier with the Wheel of Fortune here. Some keywords here are conflict, fighting, arguments, disagreement, struggle, opposition, battles, aggression, temper, ego, strikes, chaos, being defensive, territorial. I forgot to mention the throat chakra as the chakra associated with this card. I'm sorry if my camera is being a little bit annoying today in terms of its ability to focus properly. And we also got the Empress in reverse here, with the keywords for this reversal being insecurity, infertility, lack of confidence, lack of growth, overbearing tendencies, disharmony, and negligence. And the sacral chakra ruling this card, but it is in reverse. In terms of where you're at right now internally, pile number one, you're very, 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 very tired, okay? That is the first thing that's coming through 100%. Right now, it might feel as if you have been on some sort of battle. It's equally an external battle outside of yourself as much as it is an internal battle. You might be feeling as if things are not really working in your favor right now. There might have been something that you've been trying to gain out of your life experience at this current time, or maybe you've been trying to gain this or get this out of your life for months now and it has not been working at all. You're very, very frustrated. You feel like things aren't just happening and you feel like they should happen is what I'm hearing. Like you're very annoyed because you were hoping or expecting this to be a lot quicker than the pace it's moving at right now. You're not in the happiest state. You don't feel relieved. You feel disappointed about something. The disappointment though isn't shutting you down. It isn't shutting the fire down in you, but what I'm actually feeling is it's turning the fire up in you right now. Pile number one, I don't know if you were told some news. Something may have happened in your life that made it feel like your whole world turned upside down. It kind of felt like you were trying to go get something you wanted and the universe was just like, nope. And you're very, very frustrated about that. Or I don't know why, but I'm feeling like there's something to do with forcefulness here. There was a forceful energy in your life and it didn't have to do with you, but something onto you. You didn't want it and you were fighting it off. I don't know if that's an energetic thing that I'm feeling or if it's an actual person trying to force a belief system onto you or some sort of persuasion, or there's some weird energy here. And I can't tell if it's a person, so maybe for some of you guys this has to do with another person doing this onto you, or just energetics of maybe like you trying to fight some sort of inner demons right now and you're refusing to let any depression take place. By the way, disclaimer, I am not a doctor, okay? This is for entertainment purposes only, but I am just channeling what I'm feeling, guys, okay? Continuing on here with this pile number one, it does just feel like you're a little bit confused, and that's where the frustration's coming from because you thought something was going to play out a certain way and maybe it didn't, but it's not the end. I keep looking at the back of the deck energy here along with your significator card, and it just keeps telling me that this is just the beginning of your reading, okay? So I need to remind you guys that if you guys are hearing this right now and you're already fed up with it, this is just the beginning of your reading. We have so much more to dive into, okay? This is just giving me insight on what's currently going on. So with that being said, let's take a look and see what's hidden or unseen about this change. We looked at what's going on within you internally right now, but let's see the subconscious influences or hidden blockages that are related to your personal growth. So let's keep this over here. We're gonna leave the back of the deck energies for this portion right here, and let us reshuffle and take a look to put kind of everything together in terms of what's hidden or unseen about this change going on within you. What subconscious influences are happening behind the scenes within pile number one's inner transformation? Okay, right off the bat, we did get the Six of Swords in terms of any unseen or hidden factors regarding this inner change that's going on within you. We got the Six of Swords. See, yes, okay. I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm hearing in my head. I told you, it felt like things weren't over yet. This kind of confirms that to me because, okay, this is kind of trippy, but for some reason, not in the messed up way, not in the dirty way. If you guys have dirty minds, that's on you. But you know how the number 9, you turn it upside down, it's 6 or 69, 96, whatever, however you want to see it. For some reason, I'm seeing this as yin and yang energy. There's subconscious influences within this transformation that are gonna help alleviate the current stress and frustration you're experiencing at this time. That is because of this inner transformation that's taking place. And the 6 of Swords has big symbolism, big confirmation on what I told you, how this is just the beginning of the transformation journey. You are moving to calmer waters in time. The back of the deck here, we have the Tower card. Yes, 100%. It feels as if you're currently in that tower moment right now. You are 100% being challenged because the hidden blockage here is your need for control of the situation, pile number 1. It feels as if you are frustrated because, like I said, you wanted things to work out a certain way. You were hoping for it to work out a certain way. And Spirit Source was like, no, like there's still some more things you gotta learn. There's still more lessons in this cycle that you need to experience. It might feel like a little bit like deja vu at the same time as what I'm hearing, as weird as that sounds. For some reason, I'm hearing the keyword nostalgic energy. So let's see. I'm kind of skipping steps right now. I want to see, let's shuffle this one more time and get some more insight that will help us kind of connect everything together better over here in terms of any hidden or unseen factors about this inner transformation taking place within you, okay? For this card, we have the 7 of Cups in reverse, with the solar plexus chakra ruling this card. And some keywords we have here is reality, clarity, sobriety, poor choices, lack of choice, and opportunities or options. Hopefully you guys can see it. So let's place that over here. Okay, yes, again, it's feeding into that energy of moving to calmer waters. Like right now, there's a big hectic energy going on within you, but there is some hidden things that you're not seeing right now regarding this inner transformation that's taking place within you that is helping you learn how to deal with the turbulences that this current journey you're going through in terms of your personal growth journey, like necessary turbulences to help you evolve, to help you step up and align closer to the highest and most healed version of yourself you can possibly embody in this lifetime. For the back of the deck energy with this deck, we have the Page of Swords in reverse with the root chakra ruling this card. And the keywords are bad, disappointing news. Oh my God, okay. Lack of ideas, planning, defensive, and player. Again, remember I told you it felt like there was some weird energy about potentially a person messing with you, or you received some news that disappointed you. Again, this is kind of confirming that to me. So yes, pile number 1, the current transformation that's taking place, you're not able to see things clearly right now because of how angry and hot-headed you might be feeling about the situation, what has unraveled through this experience that you've been going through for the last couple of months. I'm also hearing for some of you guys, it might have been the last couple of years. This is something that has been in the workings within you for quite a while. I don't know if this has to do with you trying to work on yourself to find a soulmate. It might not resonate with everybody. I'm just saying this right now. But for some reason, I am hearing like for some of you guys that pick this pile, you guys are trying to look for the right soulmate for you, the right person to share a life with. And you have experienced some bad eggs in your, I guess, dating history. And so you've been in this inner journey to heal any wounds that you know might have been making you attract the wrong people into your life. So you're trying to really work on yourself right now to align with the right frequency that'll help you attract the right person that is truly meant for you in this lifetime, that will bring you that emotional fulfillment that you've been seeking. Okay, that was just specific, but I had to share it because that was the channel message that came through. In terms of any additional hidden or unseen things about this change that you might not be seeing right now, I am 100% seeing that the upheaval, the change of events, things that kind of feel like they're not in your favor right now, whatever's happened that threw you off guard ridiculously, heavily, really heavily recently, pile number one, is really getting in your way from having any clarity about the situation right now. It's making you feel as if it's over when it really isn't. This is just the beginning. This is just the start of something new. When it comes to anything new in our life, there is supposed to be a lot of upheaval and uprooting, because when we're starting anew, when we are trying to grow or level up or shed anything from old versions of us, of what used to make us in the past, we need to let go of those things that aren't serving us anymore. Perhaps the thing that you're trying to get, that you got that nasty news from, that news is necessary to help you learn how to deal with the punches that life can kind of throw at us when we're least expecting it. This exact moment that you're experiencing right now is where you're gonna get to look back at when you're at the end of your journey and you're like, oh my God, I'm so much stronger because I went through this. Pile number one, it does feel like you are the caterpillar and you're about to go through some sort of cocoon journey within yourself very, very, very soon. You're not seeing things clearly right now, but things will start to slowly come together. Like you'll start seeing the picture more clearly and clearly as time goes on, but you need to definitely breathe through this time that you're going through in the present moment. Just breathe through it. I know it's very frustrating. I want to validate your frustration or how you're feeling right now, because I can tell that this is something that really, really got you mad, and it's a very valid reason to be pissed off and frustrated right now. But it doesn't mean you got to give up on yourself. That's the most important thing you need to remember. You are meant for this. Even though the Empress is in reverse, it did show up here. So it is trying to remind you that you are an abundant human being, that this is meant for you. This process might be just taking a little bit longer than you'd like it to, but it's because the things that you're doing now are what is setting you up for success that is long-term, that's permanent, that's long-standing, instead of just temporary and short-lived. So with that being said, let us definitely dive into the second portion of your reading when it comes to what exactly this transformation is helping you release. Let us get into this now. I'm just going to clear the table, so just give me one moment, okay? I cleared up the table. We're going to start diving into the second portion of your reading when it comes to what process you are currently going through in regards to your inner transformation. With that, we're going to be looking into two questions, which is what you're releasing right now. So we're going to get to dive into some patterns or habits or beliefs that might be holding you back, and then what is emerging within you and growing from this inner shift taking place. So that is going to help us see some strengths or qualities developing within you because of this transformation. Let us take a look right now. We're going to be using the Heal Yourself reading cards there as this oracle deck for this portion of your reading, along again with the Elemental Wisdom Tarot cards. So let me shuffle and take a look at the first question within this portion that we're going to be looking into, which is what it is you're releasing right now. The card that you got for this is the Two of Cups. Interesting. Again, this is kind of confirming to me that message I was getting prior where I said it might not resonate with everybody, that energy of trying to find the right soulmate for you. So maybe you just got out of a relationship that you had your hopes up about and it really disappointed you because you were hoping that this was the one. And again, it felt like a cycle that was never ending. That is just a confirmation, but it doesn't mean that if you're not in a relationship that this reading isn't for you. We're going to get to dive into it further. The back of the deck energy for this is the Two of Coins. So we have two twos here. There's definitely a cycle. There's definitely a cycle here. Pile number one. Let's feed into the energy of what it is you're releasing using the Heal Yourself reading cards. So what is it that pile number one is releasing through this inner transformation taking place within them? Interestingly enough, I did want to have a back of the deck energy, but I feel like you have two cards. And so I'm going to use that card as the add-on here. Okay. So you got Temptation with the number 19. The additional card we have here that wanted to come out is Self-Love. Okay, wow, this is beautiful. These cards are not lying. They have a lot to show us in terms of what it is you're releasing. As these back of the deck energies being the Two of Coins and the Self-Love card, 2 + 4 = 6 here. There's an energy of overextending yourself. In terms of the inner transformation that you're going through, pile number 1, what you are releasing is this habit or this tendency to overgive, to overextend yourself to people in a way where you can't help yourself but want to help those around you. You have such a big heart that other people take for granted. I don't know if this is going to sound a little bit cutthroat, so I'm just warning you guys to be mentally prepared for what I'm about to say, because I can be very straightforward and not realize how blunt I can sound sometimes. Right off the bat, what I am feeling when I look at these cards, pile number 1, it does feel as if you are releasing this tendency to kind of look past people's toxic traits. You love to show your compassion to those you care about by overextending yourself and showing up a little bit too much where it can get in the way of you putting any focus on yourself. You're releasing a tendency to overgive, or maybe even try to, okay, this is gonna sound weird. It feels as if you try to force people to change even when they don't want to change. They show you all the signs that they aren't willing to grow or evolve or ascend in the way you hope they will as you get to know them or be with them. You keep hoping for someone to change for you or grow, or like they're not gonna be like this forever, and you keep expecting something to happen in time and it hasn't happened, and that's why you always get disappointed. You stay with these people and you tell yourself, hopefully they'll change, right? Because they got to, they're bound to change. You tell yourself that because there might still be some sort of fear of abandonment coming into the picture of your life. There's an energy here of afraid of being alone, and there's a terror that comes along with it. I don't know if a parent may have abandoned you growing up. I don't know if maybe you were raised by your grandparents or you were raised in some sort of foster care system, pile number 1. It just feels as if you were never given the right coping mechanisms to learn how to find happiness in solitude. It made you develop this need for having somebody in your life, whether they're good for you or not. This could be a parent figure, it could be like a role model, it could be a coworker, it could be a friend, it could be a loved one, it could be anything. However, because of it, it's made your focus that's supposed to be on you and yourself on them. Every time you get disappointed, you feel like you put your entire being into this person to help them grow, but they never really are willing to, so you always feel like you end up empty-handed, which is accurate because it's like you're trying to grow for yourself, but then you're also trying to make this other person grow at the same time, and it just never works because they're not willing to put in the effort to actually grow. So you try to do the work for them, and when it comes to self-growth, pile number 1, you can never force someone to grow. They need to be ready to do that. It's kind of like when someone jumps off a bridge, do you think if you jump off the bridge with them that you're helping them come out? Because you're not. If we're trying to push something onto somebody that they're not able to see themselves, that isn't clicking in their heads yet on their own, who are we to try to put that in their heads? It's not fair to them. They need to be willing to go through the life experiences that are going to help them make those things click in time. We can't force that onto them. So it might even feel like you're naturally very empathetic with these people that you attract in your circle. That is very frustrating. You know, you don't want to attract these people that aren't ready to grow as much as you are in life. I feel like with you, pile number 1, since your significator card, the numbers add up to the number 9 here, the number 2 and 7, you're very focused on individuality and figuring out who you want to be, and like I said, spreading your wings and fly. You want to feel like you just have a companion with you during this time. There's a lot of frustration with that because, like I said, you're just afraid of being alone. But sometimes with healing especially, I'm going to be straight up with you guys, healing can be very, very, very lonely. One of the reasons why I made this YouTube channel is so that you guys don't have to feel too alone when you're going through healing, because trust me when I say this, when I went through my deepest parts of healing, I kind of did similar things that I'm seeing here that you guys are doing right now. But I do see you releasing this. So we kind of got an understanding on what's really happening, what you're releasing right now, but let's see what's emerging and growing from the shift within you. Okay, so let's take a look at that right now. Let us take a look on what is emerging and growing from this inner shift for pile number 1. So the card that wanted to come out is the Knight of Wands. If it can focus. Okay. I actually love the rhino and how they use it in this imagery. I will dive into this in a moment. The back of the deck energy is the Four of Coins. Okay, yes, again, this is very much adding into something huge here. I will get into it in a moment. And we're gonna shuffle for the final time the Heal Yourself reading cards. Okay, so what is emerging and growing from this inner shift pile number 1 is experiencing? We had 2 cards shot out, kind of like the same way this happened here. So for the first card, we have the number 2, or is it 11? Honestly, I can't tell. Look at this. Like, it looks like a Roman numeral 2. So maybe this is meant to be interpreted 2 separate ways. So for some reason, I feel like it is meant to be. So I'm hearing 222, and then 2 times 3 is 6. So you have 6, 6, and you had a 6 earlier in your reading. So maybe some of you guys are Virgos, or have a Virgo rising or a Virgo moon, or a lot of Virgo in your chart, maybe a lot of earth sign energy. It just feels like you guys always want to fix people around you. Maybe you feel like you're meant to be a light worker of some kind, like you feel called to help people learn how to get out of their own cocoons in life and learn how to spread their own wings and fly. But it might feel like you're kind of pushing it a little bit on to people that aren't ready for this. That's why you feel also very lonely because of it, because you just wish that you had someone around you that would have the same mindset as you, I guess, on things. But this does say take off your mask. Last up, we have home. Trying to make this focus, guys. Okay, we have home, with the number 35 adding to 8. Yes, okay. What is emerging and growing from this inner transformation? Pile number 1. I told you it felt like you guys were in some sort of caterpillar state. You were trying to grow with people around you. Wasn't working out. That's what you're releasing. You're starting to accept the fact that you might have to go through this journey alone. You might have to go through some sort of inner transformation alone. And what's emerging and growing from this shift inside of you, pile number 1, is the determination and the fire and the resilience to do it. You're kind of fed up with the BS responses that everyone has been giving you, or the BS false hope that other people around you have been giving you. And you're kind of in this state of mind now, or at least what's going to emerge and grow, it's going to slowly start to unravel throughout this inner transformation you're going through, is this mindset of, okay, if no one else wants to do it with me, screw them, I'm going to do it on my own instead. You're in a state of learning what true independence feels like, and you're taking off that veil of needing to feel supported by those around you. You're gonna start learning how to support yourself during this process. I love the fact that we have take off your mask and home, and then we got the 4 of coins and the 9 of wands. And let me tell you why. I told you about the rhino. Rhinos are one of the strongest animal species on earth. Aside from them though, they have that nose or snout, or I don't even know what it's called, the horn. And whenever I think of them taking charge and they're charging straight at things, they have a laser focused energy when it comes to the horn that they have charging at the things they're trying to get towards. I'm looking at the Knight of Wands energy in this male. He is so determined and he is so ready, but not to mention the fact that the Knight of Wands has a passionate, fiery energy to them when they're ready to go take on whatever journey they want to embark on. So you're putting passion into this. And remember I told you earlier in the beginning of your reading, the first portion, that it feels like the fire isn't dimming, it's actually being lit up. This is how it feels. I told you how I feel like you're about to go into some sort of cocooning process. When I look at the home here and the 4 of coins, this is about someone self-preserving themselves. There's a self-preservation energy going on here where you're ready to go in and really just hone in on what makes you you. You're ready to go through the deep and nasty and the uncomfortable stuff that healing makes us go through to help us ascend. And you're ready to cocoon it up. You're ready to go inside yourself. You are ready to make a home inside yourself and not need anyone else to make you feel that homey, warmy energy anymore. Like, you're just tired of it. You're ready to just show up for you. Right now, maybe me sharing this might feel a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe you're cringing. Maybe it's like, I don't necessarily feel like that right now, because this is showing you what is emerging and growing through this inner shift that you're experiencing on the inside of yourself. So this is something that's coming to the surface, coming to light. It's going to be a process. In terms of the Knight of Wands showing up, pile number 1, I do feel like this is something that's going to happen very soon, actually. It might happen after you actually listen to this reading, or it might happen in the next couple of weeks. It just feels like an energy that is there and it's building up. It's not that it isn't there yet. It's already there inside you, pile number one, but it's very light. It's slight energy right there. It's kind of subtle. It's going to start building and growing in time as you move through this frustration energy that is in you in the current. So let us take a look at the final section of this reading to end it up for you. And then we're going to pull out a self-awareness card for you to have a question to kind of leave the reading with as a whole, okay? So let me clear up this table and let's look into the guidance and the outcome of what this transformation is going to lead for you. All right, pile number one, we have officially made it to the very final portion of our reading in terms of diving into two questions that are going to help us get some additional guidance on the steps you can take to support this inner transformation you're going through, and also what this transformation is leading you to in terms of an outcome or destination. So what will this transformation lead pile number one to? What will this inner transformation lead pile number one to? Okay, that was quick. We have the King of Swords. Yes, I told you, clarity, right? We have the King of Swords clarifying what this transformation you're going through is going to lead you towards. The back of the deck energy for this card is, oh my God, again, is the Ace of Swords. Yes, I keep telling you guys, clarity, clarity. You're gonna find the thing you need to keep going and do this on your own. And I love the symbolism with all the birds flying around, because I look at the significator card for you guys and it's the butterfly. So it's like you're spreading your wings and flying, and you're learning how to take flight on your own. You don't need anyone around you to do it for you. Beautiful. Let us add in the oracle cards here. So what will this inner transformation lead pile number one to? We have the boundaries. Yes, beautiful. And it says, I hope you guys can read it. It says, where do you need to establish better boundaries? This is beautiful. And again, the symbolism here with all these people. Like I said, you are a very over giver, and I feel like that's why the number 6 was very, very relevant in your readings today. Perhaps you were in the energy of 6. You were in the energy of over giving, and you're flipping yourself into the essence of the number 9, which is about self-discovery. If you guys don't know a lot about numerology or the meaning of numbers, I highly recommend that you guys look into the 6th house in astrology versus the 9th house, or maybe even look into the energy of Virgo, the sign of Virgo, and then look into the energy of the sign of Sagittarius, because that's what I'm feeling like this inner transformation is leading you guys towards. With the back of the deck energy here, clarifying further what this transformation is going to lead you guys to, we have dancing with life. Do something to change your energy. Yes. Pile number one, you are learning and gaining the wisdom needed so that you can embark on this journey that is so necessary to help you level up. You had to go through a lot of these pains and stings with these people in your life because it was helping you learn how to put yourself first. This was all necessary healing and growing pains to help you realize it is necessary to protect yourself too. You, like I said, you love those deeply that you do care about in your life, but you kind of might be an overgiver and overbearer. You might actually be overprotective of them as well. And you're not learning how to protect yourself first. You need to prioritize what you want to gain in this lifetime. Stop trying to help other people grow and make yourself grow instead. I see you learning how to flow when other people say no to things. When you learn that other people don't want to do things the way you want to do it, you're learning how to flow with it and say, okay, I'll do it on my own. I'll become my own partner. I'll become my own soulmate. That is what this transformation is leading you towards. I honestly just feel like this is really helping you know yourself so well so that when you can attract the right tribe of people that you've always seek to get in your life, the relationships you've always wanted, you're going to get them because you're going to be ready to receive them. It's as if universe is helping you align with the right frequency needed in you to meet those people that you've always wanted in your life. Putting it all together, when it comes to the steps you can take right now to help you support this inner transformation you're going through, let us see some actionable advice on how you can embrace this transformation fully. What steps can pile number one take to support this inner change? We have the Hierophant coming out here. Okay, for some reason, I know the Hierophant card is all about structure and guidance and wisdom. However, for some reason I'm looking at the number 5, and then I'm remembering in the first portion of your reading, pile number 1, you guys had the 5 of Wands as the back of the deck energy. Pile number 1, it feels as if you are being called to learn how to work with the chaos in growth. It's weird. I'm hearing like very controversial messages. So the very first thing is therapy, and the second thing I'm hearing for some of you guys listening to this pile is to make peace with the chaos of your inner world right now. Learn how to root yourself into it, but do it on your own and at your own time. Take it at your own pace so that you can have self-preservation in the picture. Let me take a look at the back of the deck energy. Beautiful. We have another major arcana card here with strength. You just need to have the courage, pile number 1. You need to have the courage that it takes to help you move through these things. Don't skip steps. Don't avoid the uncomfortable parts in the self-growth journey that you need to help you learn how to put yourself first. It's gonna be hard at first. Anything that is new in our life is supposed to be uncomfortable. Our brain is built to help us stay in the familiar. Sometimes your brain is gonna try to put an illusion in your head that if you try to put you first, it is not gonna be a good outcome. That is inaccurate, and your brain is only doing that out of the fear of the unknown. You trying to overcome the fear of abandonment is going to be uncomfortable at first, but it is very, very necessary to help you put yourself first in the end and level up and gain the right soul tribe, the community of people that you've always wanted in this lifetime. Whether it's a soulmate or friendships, maybe a role model, it just feels like you're looking for somebody to do life with. You will find other butterflies. It's just you need to go through your cocooning process first to become the butterfly and then find the other butterflies in time, if that makes sense. So let us do a final shuffle here and just see if anything else wants to come out when it comes to the Work Your Light Oracle cards for what additional steps you can take to support this inner transformation. Okay, 2 cards came out. Let's go with it. We have Pleiades energy with double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Oh my God, I was feeling this energy. I don't know if you guys heard me talking about it. I was talking about it very slightly earlier in your reading in the first portion. I was saying it might feel like you guys are here to help people heal. Maybe you feel like you are a light worker, and if you guys don't know what that term is, I do plan on making a video on this in time, but I just started this YouTube channel and it will take time until I release a video like that. So, you know, definitely look into it in your own time if you aren't familiar with the term light worker. Some of you guys listening to this pile are people that are meant to help the world be a better place in time. You are going through a huge metamorphosizing process that is helping you learn how to become the butterfly that is meant to help humanity in some way grow and transform. What's very beautiful here, and I think this is a huge confirmation to what I just said, is the fact that the color of the wings align with the color in this Pleiades card. And I align with your frequency heavily, pile number 1, because I believe that I am a starseed, a Pleiadian energy, 100%. I always had a dream to make the world a better place. One of the reasons why I made this YouTube channel is so I could start doing that. I just want to let you guys know that I heavily relate to this reading. Everything that we dived into, I have gone through the same exact thing. It does take time to learn how to put yourself first, but once you learn, it becomes second nature in time, and it's so worth it, because then the things that you do want to do, you'll be able to do them more efficiently. You'll be able to do them more proactively, because you're not overly obsessing about everyone else around you and what they're doing with their life and their own growth journey. Last card we have here to help us get some additional insight in terms of steps you can take to support this change is Trust the Niggle. I always find this card very funny whenever it comes out. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Yes, I think this is why I told you it feels like the fire is subtly there within you, but it's subtle because you're not listening to it. You're letting the frustration eat at you. This is you. Everyone else around you is that black and white. You see a higher purpose. You have your third eye open, I feel like, pile number 1. It's just a little bit overwhelming. You might not even realize it's open because no one ever told you about third eye energy. No one ever got to help you dive into that world of seeing life and living it. Maybe you're the only person within your circle or within your surroundings or in your environment that has their third eye open right now. And it's frustrating because you do feel very, very alone. You need to befriend yourself right now heavily, pile number one. In terms of the steps you can take, you need to listen to that inner voice that is telling you to put you first. That's one. Secondly, whenever I have the Hierophant card here, I always feel called to recommend that you guys check out my YouTube channel, because my YouTube channel is all about helping you become the best version of yourself. I have a series for the chakra system, and I teach you guys how to do a step-by-step guide on how to use the chakra system to heal yourself from the inside out. I also have a series on how your brain works and how to overcome self-sabotage using the power of your brain. So if you guys do sound interested in that stuff, highly recommend you guys check out my channel. That was just something I felt called to share because the Hierophant card was here. You need to learn how to just shine your light. You need to learn how to put yourself first. The steps you can take, pile number one, is simple as just listening to those gut feelings that are telling you to drop this, let go of that need to help others right now, and just put you first. You need to be selfish. That's the step you need to take right now. Be selfish. Do it unapologetically and keep doing it until it feels like you can do it unapologetically. You gotta kind of fake it till you make it is what I'm hearing with this in particular, because it is very hard for you to step into this energy. Let us take a look at the self-awareness card deck and see what questions Source wants you to be left with today to end your reading with, okay? So let us take a look. This is actually really cute. I'm gonna go for it. It says, when was the last time I danced freely? I love this. The reason why I love this so much is because it could be metaphorical, but also the fact that you guys got Dance with Life here. It's very, very likely, pile number one, that you are a very rigid person in nature. I remember I was sharing that to you earlier in the first portion of your reading. If you guys don't remember, I highly recommend you guys rewind this video to re-listen to that part. But it might feel like you are trying to control things a little bit too far. We can't force people's healing. We can't rush their healing process. Everyone heals at their own pace. In terms of when was the last time I danced freely, I feel like this is another step you can take to help support your inner transformation today, because movement, and especially intuitive movement medicine, and making a playlist that may not even have words but just sounds and tones that you can kind of move fluidly with, like water. Embracing that sacral chakra energy might be something that will 100% benefit you to release the energy of rigidity within you to help you push yourself in that cocooning process. The fact that I was sharing with you earlier about how it feels like you're in Virgo energy and you're learning how to move into Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is a fire sign, but it is a mutable fire sign, just like Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign. Virgo might be a little bit more hard-headed than Sagittarius in the sense of their element. With Sagittarius, they still have that fluidity that Virgo embodies, but with the fiery aspect to it, which is why I feel like you guys are in a fiery energy. But in order to be able to invite some fluidity into your healing, you need to dance. You are being very much encouraged to, and you don't need to do this in front of anybody. Do it alone when no one else is watching, and just step into that energy of releasing the need for control. Because sometimes when people embody fear of abandonment, they have a need to control those around them so that they know where they are and so that they know they are there to stay. In life, that is just, we can't do that. Everyone has free will, but you also have the free will to show up for you right now, and one beautiful way you can do that is to dance like your heart depends on it, like your life depends on it. Listen to what your soul is asking you to do in terms of the steps you can take to support this change. Just be unapologetically you. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it in front of others, do it behind closed doors, because I do feel like you are meant to go through a huge cocooning moment, and with a cocoon, no one sees what's going on the inside of that cocoon. They only see the outside of the cocoon, and I feel like you should make this a very beautiful journey where only you get to see what's going on beneath the surface of things. So let's turn this over so you guys have one more little thing to sit on before we end your reading, guys. It says dance, because it will shift you into a beautiful state, because it will get you out of your head and into your body and heart, because fear lives in the head along with anxiety, control, guilt, frustration, and impatience. In just a few minutes of dancing, you will make the shift. You will feel a charge of joy and confidence take over, and you will feel a soul reminder to live and lead from your heart. Dancing is a tool to ground us in the now. It triggers happiness, and it is the gateway to freedom, to become free. Dance. Today's soul action: dance for 3 minutes to your favorite song. Notice the inward fire, yes, grow within you, and the feeling you feel being you. You are a wild, loving force. Express it with dance today. Pile number 1, that is your challenge. And if you guys do it, shoot me a comment down below, share with me your favorite song, and tell me the song that you are going to dance to, because I feel like this is telling you to embody that strength. Remember, strength is ruled by Leo. Leos rule the heart. You are being taught to learn how to express yourself, move through the discomfort, literally physically move through it through dance, if that makes sense. You're setting boundaries. You're learning how to dance with life and do things to help shift that energetic shift within you. You're accepting the fact that yes, you are a person who wants to help make this world a better place, but not everyone is like you, and that is absolutely okay, because you're gonna find the right people that are meant for you to grow and ascend with as you move through this time alone. When it comes to butterflies, like I said, cocooning, they go through it alone. They are in that cocoon alone. No one is there with them. You need to embrace this solitude and find the beauty in it, find the spark in it, because you are a beautiful soul, pile number 1. It's just about you reminding yourself of that and giving yourself the clarity to see that right now. I hope you guys really benefited from this reading. I hope it gave you the insight you needed. Hit that like button if it resonated. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more pick a card readings like this that have to do with helping you become the best version of yourself and align with the version of you that you've always wanted to become. This is Ahimsa here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you in my next pick a card readings to come. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If this is the card that allowed you to select this pile, the beautiful hibiscus mandala card over here with the number 16, then this reading is 100% for you in regards to what exact inner transformation is taking place within you at this time. Hopefully you guys were able to listen to the intro, because that's where I was able to really dive into how we're going to be doing everything today. If not, I highly recommend that you guys listen to that first before we dive into this, just so you guys are on the same page with me. With that being said, when it comes to the significator card that allowed you to select this pile number 2, the hibiscus flower, if you guys are not familiar with it, it's a very antioxidant based flower that helps detox the body, and it helps with your heart health. It helps with free radicals and the process of beautifying the self on the inside in regards to impurities or things that just no longer serve us. So we can see this in the symbolic and honestly in the physical sense, where maybe you are being called to have some hibiscus tea. Maybe you are being called to go through some sort of detox or cleanse within the body itself. But I also am seeing this as maybe you are going to go through some sort of huge inner transformation within you that is going to have a lot to do with just shedding layers of you that are no longer serving you. Obviously, when it comes to inner transformations, everyone is shedding some sort of layer. But the fact that you got the hibiscus flower for your significator card here, it is really showing to me that this is something that you need to release that is very, very, very crucial for your leveling up to actually take place. This is something you might be actually very stubborn to release inside of you. The reason why I'm sharing that is because all these colors that are making up this mandala remind me of the foundational chakras in our system, the foundational triad of chakras, which is the root, the sacral, and solar plexus chakra. These chakras are very, very important to heal and root yourself into your body and to become autonomous and separate from those around you. It's very, very likely that this thing that you are meant to release is something that you kind of identify with right now. The idea of even considering letting it go or allowing it to shed off of you to step into a new light, a newer version of you, is just very hard to even picture in your head, because it's literally been here for so long, if that makes sense. That's the first thing that's coming through. It might not resonate with everybody, that's just what I'm hearing. Another thing I did want to mention to you guys is the 1 and the 6 and 16, 1 plus 6 equals 7. So 7s are all about trusting in the things that we can't see unfolding really in front of us. Usually a lot of people see the number 2 associated with that as well. However, for me, when I think of 7, I think about spiritual growth. 7s have a lot to do with illusion, because I also think of the 7 of Cups in tarot. And 7 of Cups has a lot to do with illusion and mysticism and the fog before the fog gets cleared. You're in that state of not being able to see ahead, but you know there's a lot of things in the mix happening behind the scenes kind of energy. For some reason, I am being told that this is something that you are going to be called to trust very heavily in, to allow it to shed off of you. That's just the first thing I'm seeing with this one individual card, but obviously we got a lot of other things to dive into, right? This is only the beginning of your reading. So pile number 2, I'm just going to slide your significator card over here. I'm going to grab the Elemental Wisdom Tarot, and we're going to dive into the very first portion of your reading using the tarot cards as well as these other cards called the Learning Tarot cards. I just love everything about this deck. So we're going to use that to get some additional insight, and we're gonna pull one card for each question we're gonna dive into, okay? So let us take a look and see where you are right now. What is your internal state looking like at this very moment? So let's take a look. Where is pile number 2 right now in regards to their internal state? So we have the 10 of Cups. The back of the deck energy is the Queen of Pentacles, or the Queen of Coins. Okay, interesting. I normally wasn't planning on using back of the decks for you guys in particular, but I just was like, we need to see what else is going to show up before I say anything. So let us shuffle the Learning Tarot cards and just see what else comes up. I did forget it almost. We were going to do reversals with this deck because it has reversal keywords as well. So where is pile number 2 right now in regards to their inner state? Wow, beautiful. We have the 6 of Wands coming upright with the heart chakra being ruled by this card, the sign of Leo, and I believe that is the symbol of Jupiter, but I could be very wrong. And some keywords we have here is success, victory, winning, having the advantage, triumph, achievement, praise, acclaim, awards, recognition. So some sort of positive, there's a lot of actual emotional fulfillment. So wow, what is going on? This seems really beautiful, actually. What else are you looking for? You're in a good position in life. Let's see. Back of the deck, we have the Hermit in reverse with the third eye chakra. I could be super wrong. I'm having a brain fart moment with these imageries, guys. And the card with the keywords being reversed, it is loneliness, paranoia, isolation, withdrawal, antisocial, and restrictive. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. Pile number 2, it feels as if you are in a really good position in life emotionally where you should be feeling this way. You should be feeling safe. You should be feeling taken care of. And it took you a while to get to this state. However, there's something still missing that you can't quite put your finger on. You know that there's more for you in life. I don't know if it's like something physical when it comes to like finances, but it feels more as if the things you're in should add more meaning and depth to your life experience, but maybe it's not feeling that way as much as it should. Because I am feeling like there's some sort of falsehood here, but I can't quite put my finger on it. And maybe diving into what's hidden or unseen about this inner transformation is gonna help me kind of put the pieces together. So I'm actually gonna do that, and then we'll see kind of everything in full picture. So let's see if it gives me more insight on what's going on with you guys. So what is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation for pile number 2? Okay, so the card that shot out is the Knight of Swords. All right. And in the back of the deck energy, we have the Page of Coins. Okay. You want more meaning in your life. I don't know why I'm hearing this, but for some reason I'm feeling like this doesn't have much to do with the money aspect of life, but you're just seeking to experience something, not for the monetary gain specifically. Like if it comes is what I'm hearing, but it's not what you want is information. What you want is more knowledge or wisdom or experience or, yeah, experiences. Like you want to, I don't know. You feel a little trapped, pile number 2, but anyone would love to be in your position right now. You're in a position that not most people get to experience. I'm hearing so soon. I'm not too sure why, so maybe that might resonate with some of you guys, might not with everybody. I don't know why, but I'm also hearing like maybe you were always a yes person and now you're starting to ask yourself, but what do I want? What about me? Or maybe you recently started like diving into spirituality and then it talks about like what your soul's seeking, like what does your heart deeply desire, and you kind of just went with what you thought was the right path to go at in life. Then you're in it and you're kind of stuck in it because you went in it, and now it's like, oh well crap, this isn't actually what I wanted, but it's good and it's really, really good. So why do I not want it? Like you're kind of frustrated with yourself. You're a little bit torn. You're a little bit confused, to be honest here. Pile number 2. Again, I'm gonna shuffle the final set of little cards here and see if I could put everything together for you guys. So what is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation for pile number 2? So we actually got 2 cards that shot out. I'm just gonna look at the back of the deck. The back of the deck here is Judgment in reverse. Okay, this makes sense. Like you feel like this isn't the end of your story. When I say end of your story, maybe like the end of your legacy, like, I don't know. You just don't want to settle where you're at. Even though where you're at is such a good spot to be in, you still feel like there's more for you to give or contribute to society. I don't know. The keywords when Judgment is in reverse, I'm just going to read some of them out loud, is indecisiveness, self-doubt, malicious gossip, lack of self-awareness, unwillingness to learn karmic lessons. Wow. Okay. This kind of has a lot to do with what I was telling you about the hibiscus. Like you're stubborn, you think it identifies with you. It actually feeds into the idea of the hermit here in reverse, as if you're not willing to go inside yourself to connect to the spiritual essence of what makes you you. And I forgot to mention that the chakra aligned with this is the crown chakra. So pile number 2, I didn't flip these cards over yet, but from what I'm seeing right now over here, it does feel as if you are trying to ignore what your soul wants you to go out and do because of how good this is to be in. It's like your material world is being fulfilled, but the spiritual, the energetic self, the emotional self isn't. You wish that you can just be happy with all the stuff you're in right now, but it frustrates you how much more you're being called out to go do. I think also because of this experience, like where you're at right now, like you do have that opportunity to be able to explore that for yourself. But with Judgment in reverse here, it's like whether or not you're willing to listen to it is where you're really having issues with. And I think it's because of that stubbornness that I was mentioning to you earlier, like you identify with this strongly. Let's take a look at these last 2 cards before we move into the second portion of your reading. So we have the King of Cups upright. I really hope I'm reading these correctly because I think it's the third eye. We have some keywords here: calm, caring, friendly, sympathetic, affectionate, family-oriented, charming, generous, devoted. Oh, okay. Pile number 2, do you guys have like a really good family life, but you want to experience more? Is that what it is? Like you kind of went for that lifestyle, that white picket fence lifestyle? Because I feel like for some of you guys are just so called to go out and explore the world, but you feel like you can't. And you do have it all. Like a lot of people would love to be in your position, but you still want to keep exploring. And you're being called to go on some inner journeying. Okay, let's see the last card here. So we have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse with the solar plexus chakra, and some keywords here. I don't know if you guys can see that, sorry. I'm trying to make the camera focus. Some keywords here are bad business, financial management, not finishing what you started, Interesting. Okay, wow. Maybe you guys kind of started a family young and you still want to get to experience what life had to offer you, but then everything happened way too fast. There's something to do with soul's purpose here, pile number 2. And I don't speak of that lightly when I bring that up in a reading. You're trying everything in your power right now, it's weird, to ignore what your heart wants you to do. Your intuition is pulling you towards a certain direction in life, but you are trying really hard to not listen to it. You're very torn. On the outside, not a lot of people can see that. And I think that's why, actually, when I was really sitting on this card, there's a beauty to the hibiscus. When we look at your significator card, it's so beautiful, so fragile, so delicate, but it is such a powerful flower because of the healing properties that it possesses. Not a lot of people would expect a flower like that to have such potent abilities. And I feel like with you, pile number 2, it's kind of the same with you, where people on the outside, like, they look at you and they don't see much. They don't see the inner you. And you want to bring that inner you out, but you're pretending like you don't want to. I don't know if that makes sense, pile number 2. It just feels as if you are trying to do everything in your power to shut off this part of you. I actually feel like some of you guys might even give this reading a thumbs down just because you don't want to hear it. I'm hearing some of you guys are really stubborn. Let's see what you're releasing, because I really feel like this is something that is very deeply embedded in you. And I think that's why I felt so much stubborn energy here. It does feel like you're so good at trying to trick yourself into believing that this is all you ever wanted for yourself, even though you know there's more that meets the eye when you tell yourself that. It's like you can't look at yourself in the mirror right now, in the eyes, and say, this is everything I've ever wanted for myself. You can't say that confidently, or at least 100% truthfully to yourself right now, pile number 2. So let us take a look and see what else the cards have to show us. I'm gonna clear up the table and we'll meet you in the second portion of your reading, okay? Okay, pile number 2, we're going to start diving into the second portion of your reading, where we're going to be diving into the exact process that is happening within your inner transformative state you're in right now. So the first question we're going to be diving into is what exactly you are releasing, whether it's some patterns, habits, or beliefs that are holding you back right now. We're going to get to look into that. We're going to be using the tarot deck again, as well as the Heal Yourself reading cards right here. What is it that pile number 2 is releasing through their inner transformative journey they are going through right now? Oof. Too many cards, guys. I feel like with this, okay, this sounds weird, but for some reason, energetically, I felt like that was sabotage. I don't know why, but it feels like this is something that's very hard for you to accept or embrace. With this being an inner transformation that you're experiencing right now, pile number 2, energetically, it does feel very stiff. My throat's actually closing up right now. I didn't feel that like with any other part of this reading topic so far with anyone else. But for you, it feels like you are having a lot of trouble accepting everything I'm saying to you, at least so far right now. So that is hard. It feels like my throat's closing. It feels like I can't speak. It feels like someone's trying to make me stop talking. The card that shot out while I said that is the 7 of Wands. So I'm going to go with it because it feels like, let me make this focus. Okay, so I believe that you guys are fighting me so hard right now. We're trying to fight yourself so hard to stay in this illusion that you've been feeding yourself, that you are so emotionally fulfilled where you're at right now, that you're completely satisfied and that there's nothing else that you want out of life. That is incorrect, pile number 2, because it does feel like you are very stubborn and you just don't want to admit yourself that there's more to life that you want to gain or experience or seek to explore. For some reason, I'm looking at the way that she's positioned and half of her face is covered by a wand. I'm channeling this energy of someone who's hiding behind a mask. It's as if they don't want to be honest with themselves, but they're also not being honest with those around them because they're not being honest with themselves. The back of the deck energy for this is the Two of Cups. Again, this is still kind of confirming that energy of like family. Maybe you want more to life. Because remember, this is us looking at what you are releasing right now. Let us take a look and see what the Heal Yourself reading cards have to say to add into this. Ooh, I don't know if it's that I'm channeling your energy and it's just kind of all over the place, but you guys are very anxious, very scared. Maybe some of you guys are gonna get very emotional listening to this reading, or have been getting very emotional. Maybe this is just something very hard to hear. I sympathize for you guys, pile number 2, because for some of you guys, I can definitely feel like this is something that's a very hard pill to swallow. It's something that you know has been kind of lingering around in the back of your head. Maybe that's actually what made you feel drawn towards clicking on this video in the first place to listen to it. There's a lot of things going on in your inner world that you're trying not to show to anyone on the outer world. Okay, so what is it that pile number 2 is releasing through their inner transformation? What is it that pile number 2 is releasing through their inner transformation? Thank you. Okay, so we have the number 22 with Have Faith. Remember I told you your significator card added up to 7 and it was about trusting, and I told you literally that the number 2 is what most people associate with having faith and trusting. So it's kind of funny that you got the number 22 here to show that. Oh, wow. And for the back of the deck energy here, we have the number 31 with Unleash Your Creativity. Very specific channel message that this came through for you guys. But whatever this is that your soul is really wanting you to explore, whether it is an endeavor that you want to just gain more wisdom and experience in, or something about life experience, there's something that you want. It's like that itch that you haven't gotten to scratch yet in life. You thought you got to scratch all your itches and you haven't yet. Whatever it is, like, you are very, very protected through that journey that you want to go through. You're very afraid of whether it'll bring something good or something good could come out of it, but a lot of good things can come out of this pile number 2. You need to reconnect to your roots of what makes you you before something happened in your life that you kind of identify with now. Before the thing that you very strongly identify with now became a thing in your life, who were you before that? It feels like there's still some unfinished business when you were in the process of trying to build yourself, build who you are, become who you want to be. I don't know, there's something to do with identity. The messages that I'm getting right now are kind of all over the place, pile number 2, so thank you so much for your patience with this. You might be going through some sort of identity crisis. And through this inner transformation that you're going through, you're gonna start to release this hold you have on the thing that you strongly identify with now, so that you can actually align with the thing that you really have always been wanting to identify with since before this thing happened that you identify with strongly now. I don't know. Again, it feels very cryptic when I'm channeling. You're definitely releasing the feeling of, I'm so happy with where I am and I'm completely emotionally fulfilled. Like, you're done lying to yourself. I feel like you're gonna try really hard, or it might just happen to you. I don't feel like you're trying to do anything. It's like, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. This is a transformation that's happening internally, whether you want it to happen or not, pile number 2. It doesn't feel like you wanted it to happen. You've been fighting it. You've been going against the grain. You've been trying to go against the current of what your inner journey is. Something is happening where you're not really being given a choice energetically to avoid this any longer. It's happening whether you want it to or not. Let's again move into seeing the second question for this second portion of your reading, which is what is emerging or growing from this inner transformation you're going through. Because I feel like, oh, okay, thank you. That'll help us get some more insight and maybe we'll be able to put everything together a little bit better. So the card that shot out actually very quickly is the Knight of Wands. And the back of the deck energy is the Ace of Swords. Clarity. What is emerging or growing from this inner transformation? It is the answers that you're seeking. It is that thing that you're trying to find where there's light at the end of the tunnel. You are in the dark right now in your head. You are very confused. You are very lost. You do not know where to go or where to turn to right now. The strength, the qualities that are developing within you through this inner transformation is the drive, the determination, and the clarity that your mind needs right now to start going towards what you want. Because when you look at the Knight of Wands is associated with fire and elements when it comes to tarot. Fire has to do with passion and warmth, the heart. It's following your heart. It's going towards the things that make your heart skip beats. And you're in a part in your life where you thought that's what you wanted, that's what your heart skips beats for, but it's not entirely accurate for you. You try to put the whole picture of your life together in front of you, and you still feel like there's some pieces missing that you haven't gotten to fulfill yet for yourself. This is where this comes in. This is what's emerging for you. Let's again shuffle and see what the Heal Yourself reading cards have to say about it. So what is emerging or growing from this inner transformation for pile number 2? The card that came out is self-love. Beautiful. Some of you guys, I got a randomly channel message. It's very likely that you already have the family life and your kids are grown up, and now you're like, what's next in life? And you thought that's all you wanted, but there's more to your story than you're realizing now. Maybe you thought you were supposed to retire at this age, and you're realizing that no, you're not ready. Your soul isn't ready for it. The back of the deck energy for this is love. So you got self-love, and then the back of the deck energy is love. That's beautiful. Pile number 2. What's emerging and growing from this inner transformation for you is the true unconditional love you have for yourself. It's so beautiful. The second you start following this desire, this craving you have in your soul right now, that is when you're gonna feel so connected to yourself in ways that you never thought was possible. This is something you've been trying to do for yourself for a while. You're a pile that cares a lot about self-care or taking care of yourself, nourishing yourself. That could be in the physical sense, that could be in the emotional sense. Maybe you journal, maybe you already go to therapy. It just feels like you guys have been trying to invest in your well-being in some way, shape, or form. I think that you doing that is also making you realize how much you actually care about yourself, how much you actually love yourself, but it's hard to accept that because when you start reconnecting with yourself, you start realizing that there's more to life that you wanted to experience that you haven't experienced yet. So now it's like you're kind of in this weird confusion, lost space within you. You're torn, you don't know where to be, you don't know where to go, but I feel like if you kind of work with this energy instead of resisting it like you've been, it'll help you be able to align better with the trajectory that your soul wants you to aim at or go towards in life. That's where your clarity will be given to you. That's where you'll be able to live from a place of unconditional love for yourself, and in turn that'll help you also live from a place of unconditional love for those around you. So it's very likely, like in your family life, you do have everything you want, but maybe you're actually stressed out because of this inner battle you've been experiencing, so it's leaking out towards those you love as well. And it's not like you're trying to do that onto them, but they recognize it. Maybe they call you out on it and you're kind of lost internally, like, why am I doing this to them? You're not a bad person, pile number 2. If some of you guys are going through that, your inner world is like a mirror to your outer world. If you're feeling very torn and stressed out on the inside, somehow that will leak out to those that are closest to you. The more you align with this thing that your soul wants you to do, pile number 2, it will in turn benefit not just your inner world, but your outer world as well, and the people around you. That's what I'm seeing. This is what's emerging, and this is what is growing from this inner transformation taking place, whether you want it to or not. I need to keep reminding you guys of that. When it comes to looking into the third portion of this reading, that's exactly what we're going to do. So I am just going to clear up this part and let us go straight into the outcome of what this transformation is going to lead you towards, as well as any additional steps you can take right now to help benefit your inner transformation. So let me just clear this table up and we'll move right into that. All right, pile number 2, we have made it to the last and final portion of this reading for you. We're going to be diving into the first question using the tarot cards again, as well as the Work Your Light Oracle deck. And then at the very end, to finish up your reading here, we will tie everything together and see what the self-awareness deck has for you in terms of a question that you can sit with at the end of it. It might even provide you some additional insight in terms of steps you can take to support this inner transformation you're going through right now. We'll see what it'll have to tell us. Let us kind of dive straight into it and see what it'll lead you to in terms of an outcome or destination for this inner transformation. So what will this inner transformation lead pile number 2 towards? So the card that we got out for you, again, the 7 of Wands. It's like this time it's leading you towards having perseverance and resilience towards the right things, if that makes sense. And then the back of the deck, actually, okay, guys, I'm tripped out. We're diving into what will this inner transformation lead you towards. Because you're fighting it, I believe the 7 of Wands is coming out again to tell you how bad you're fighting it. So it's telling you what this will lead you towards if you refuse to give in to the call. Because the back of the deck is the devil. And I believe the reason why this is here is because it is showing to us what you're identifying to be your truth right now is really not your truth. And you know that for a fact, and you know that there's more than meets the eye. I don't feel like you can look at yourself in the eye right now in the mirror and be happy with what you're seeing back at you. The cards are just kind of calling you out here, telling you what's going to happen if you stop. You're going to feel like you're stuck in some cycle. There's some sort of karmic lesson here that you're refusing to learn, pile number 2. That desire that's in you, you can't run away from it forever. It might actually start making you use things to cope with it for escapist tendencies. You probably aren't really happy with where you're at. It's like a false happiness. It's not fully there, but it is, if that makes sense. The material world can only bring so much happiness for such a temporary time. Okay, let's look and see what these cards have to show us, and maybe it'll kind of give us some more information with this. So what will this inner transformation lead pile number 2 towards? The back of the deck here for the Work Your Light Oracle cards is, it says, Starseed, what lights you up? I don't know why my camera has been so stubborn with focusing. I think it's just Mercury retrograde. There's a Mercury retrograde going on right now. Okay. I really just want to keep my mouth shut until we get all the cards out for this question. So we have Rama. Where are you being called to journey to? Oh my God. Pile number 2, I told you, you are being so called to go on some sort of voyage, whether it's inner or external outside of you. There's something more to life than what you're experiencing right now. Even though it's good and all that, it's not everything you want. Your soul knows this, everything knows this, but you are doing everything in your power to ignore it. And it's actually gonna just hurt you more in the end. I don't know, maybe, okay. Channel message. Some of you guys might actually secretly like drink your feelings away, but you do it when no one else sees you. Like there's some sort of unhealthy habit that you do, sorry, I was like, should I say do or use, that you do or partake in when no one else sees you doing it. And it's a way to cope with your inner emptiness you're feeling. There's an empty void that you try to fill with this escapist tendency or habit that you do that isn't really that healthy. It's kind of self-sabotaging in a way. But you use it to tune down that inner desire that you know is really calling you out to go towards, like what your soul wants you to do. You keep hiding behind some sort of mask. Since I looked at this, I told you I had a feeling that you guys are gonna be refusing to listen to this. I had a feeling. I really hope some of you guys are still here because I feel like this is something you know you need to listen to. For the last card with this question, we have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. you just want to go and figure who you are out. Like identity crisis, pile number 2, but you don't want to admit it to yourself. There's nothing else I can really say here, because the next part of the question with this portion of your reading is about what steps you can take to support your inner transformation. And honestly, I'm so hesitant to even go to that question because I feel like some of you guys are just so not willing to do this, but I know that it's necessary for your inevitable growth. And I'm just warning you, pile number 2, I do believe that this is going to happen to you whether you want it to or not. The more you fight it, yes, the slower it might come, but it might come out of nowhere and it might actually creep up on you and make your outer world get damaged because you're gonna fight it so hard that you might actually take it out on a loved one. I don't know. There's just I have a bad feeling is what I'm trying to say. And it feels like if you keep going down the route that you're going down in right now, pile number 2, it isn't going to bear fruit the way you think it will. You're deceiving yourself right now. You're screwing with your own head. You're really trying to gaslight yourself into believing that your soul isn't looking for anything else other than what you have now. It's very intense. I don't think anyone deserves that. You need to be honest with yourself. Okay, another channel message that's coming through with the hibiscus as your significator card here, pile number 2, probably will not resonate with everyone, but I do feel like some of you guys are dying to just run away. The life you have now, you want to leave it. You don't want to identify with it anymore. If you have kids, it's like I'm hearing some of you guys just don't want the kids in your life. You just want to abandon everything, abort mission, abort the ship, and just kind of start all over. Change your name, change who you are. I don't know. Some of you guys just want to run away so bad out of your own skin. The worst will happen the more you fight it. I feel like your worst case scenario and how this can turn out, it actually is more likely to happen the more you avoid doing something about it now. If you can do something about it now, you'll be in a better headspace where you can actually try to be more analytical about it. You can plan for this in a way where you know it will do the least amount of damage or harm to those around you. You're just putting a lot of harm onto yourself that's going to start reflecting into your outer worlds in time right now, and you know it. I feel like you know that what you're doing to yourself right now is not good for you or your mental health, and you're gonna explode eventually. Like, this is inevitably going to explode if you do not do something about it anytime soon, pile number 2. I'm just warning you guys. The worst case scenario is going to happen the more you ignore the call. That's all I'm gonna say right now, but let us see what steps you can take to help you support your inner transformation right now. If you guys are willing to take it or not, that's really up to you, but let us just see what the cards have to say. So what steps can pile number 2 take to support their inner transformation and embrace the transformation fully? The card came out and it is the King of Wands. Just do it. Be assertive. Be honest. Be unapologetically you, and just honor what your heart is desiring, really. Be honest. I feel like with the King of Wands, he's a very straightforward person, but he comes from the heart always. There's a warmth to him, but there's also an assertiveness to him. He needs to do it and know what's right for him. Like, he owns what he believes is best for him. And even though he knows that sometimes it could sting some people, he still honors it because he's following his heart in the end. And he does believe that what he's doing is going to benefit those around him because he's choosing him. The step you're supposed to take, pile number 2, has to do with you putting you first, so that in time it will actually benefit those you love around you, or even the family you're in now, whatever the situation you're in now, more. You think that by choosing you and putting you first now is going to harm the situation you're at in life right now more, but it's only gonna sting temporarily, but that temporary sting will fade away the more you embrace what your soul's really craving for you to go out and do right now. It's kind of like a weird oxymoron. The more you embrace what your soul's calling you out to go do, and you explain it and you do it in a way where everyone kind of wins, or you try to make it as thoughtful thoughtfully planned as possible, that is what is going to help everyone in the end the most. You think that by faking it till you make it type of thing is going to benefit the situation the most, but it's actually going to harm those around you the most in time even more than how much it will actually hurt them if you just rip the band-aid off now. I really hope what I'm saying is making sense, guys. It's just the way that the messages, I guess, are being channeled to me. Maybe you guys are supposed to put the pieces together with that, but the back of the deck for this is the Six of Wands. So doing it without hesitation, doing it with recognition in yourself that you know this is what's best for you. And if this is what is best for you, then that's what's best for those around you right now. If you're doing it and your heart's aligned with it, no other suffering can be given to those in the current situation you're at in life now, because you're not unhappy there suffering to leak it out to them. You just need to heed the call. You just gotta embrace it. You just gotta listen to it, and you gotta do it. Let's see if the Work Your Light Oracle cards can give us any last additional steps here in terms of steps you can take to support your inner transformation. Hopefully you guys really take everything that came in this reading seriously, just because this was a very heavy reading, but I feel like this was a very necessary cutthroat reading that you had to listen to. And this is a transformation you must embrace for your own greater good, as well as the greater good for those that you care most about around you right now. So what steps can pile number 2 take to support their inner transformation? Okay. So the cards we have for this is break the chain. Oh my God, guys, literally break the chain that you have on yourself right now. You feel so trapped. And it says ancestral patterns healing, rewriting the future. Holy moly. Pile number 2, I feel like you guys are in this cave right now and you just want to get out. The symbolism in these cards and like everything I'm saying and then it comes out is just so impactful, but also very powerful. And I can only imagine how you guys are feeling like listening to this. Oh, my heart goes out to you guys. And you guys so much unconditional love right now. But you know, it's like what you need to do. The ancestral patterns, that word right here in this card, is kind of confirming to me that this is something that you thought you wanted at the beginning. Maybe you were kind of coerced to take this path in life, and then you're in it and you've been in it, and now you're like, F-U-C-K, what happened? Like, this isn't really what I want. Rewrite your future. It's really just there. Like, you just got to do it. In terms of the step you can take right now, pile number 2 is to just do it. Rip the freaking band-aid off. You got to do it. It's only going to hurt you and those around you. I'm just, my heart. Oh, my heart. Oh, this feels like a soap opera. Oh, I understand this so hard. I feel like we all have soap opera moments in life, but you guys are going through it right now. Oh, this is necessary though. This is so going to be worth it. I'm telling you right now, I know this is so hard to hear, but these are the moments that you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so happy I did it this way. Please just listen to the call. The detox. You know, this is something that isn't serving you anymore. Pile number 2. The last card before we go into the self-awareness deck. We have protection. Oh my God, I'm so tripped out. Pile number 2, I said it feels like this journey you want to go on, you're protected in. Like, this is something that you're being supported to go do. Wow, I'm so tripped out. It says protection here. It's kind of like emphasizing what I shared with you earlier. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval, cut the cords, break the chain. I got goosebumps right now. This is confirming to me. Whenever I get goosebumps in a reading, I always believe that source telling me that what I'm saying is truth. What I'm saying is fact. This is what you need to hear right now. Pile number 2. This inner transformation, it is happening for you, whether you want it to or not. Whether you fight it or not is up to you. You have free will in that department of life. Humans exist, we have free will, and we get to choose where we want to go in life. It might feel very unclear though on where you want to go, but it's all gonna make sense the more you trust and release and just be straight up with how you're feeling. You just gotta rip the freaking band-aid off, be straight up how you're feeling, tell everyone how it is, because I know it hurts. Pile number 2, I know it's gonna be hard, but you know that this is what is going to benefit you in the end, and in turn benefit everyone else around you, because you are putting you first. Please heed my words, guys. Please, 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 please. I feel like this is such an important thing. I just don't want your lives to get screwed over because you don't listen to this. So it's like, please. I feel like this is so important. I feel like this is so important. Pile number 2, we're gonna take a look at the self-awareness deck and see what card wants to come out to kind of leave your head with, as in like the last thought, the last thing to ponder with or sit with before we end your reading, okay? Your reading was heavy. I really hope you guys listened to everything that came out, and let us see what self-awareness card wants to come out to provide an additional message, provide additional guidance, just give you a moment of introspection to kind of leave this reading with, to help benefit your inner transformation journey even further. So let's see what card wants to come out for pile number 2. So the card that came out is, who am I ready to forgive? We're gonna turn it over and read. I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become. Wow. This is something I think you guys need to write down or something. Okay, let's read. Is it time to let go, forgive, and move onward? Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. Who do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? Today's soul action, write a forgiveness letter. Then practice the Ho'oponopono prayer today while thinking of the person you are ready to forgive. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I personally believe, pile number 2, that this is talking about you forgiving yourself. I think that you guys have done a lot of things that you're not very proud of to yourself to cope with this feeling of resisting what your soul wants you to do. This is confirmation of that, and that you are being called to forgive yourself. Maybe even the question doesn't align, but the words, everything we just dived into, look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. Who do you want to become? How is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? This has been showing up, this message, this question in particular has been showing up within your reading like crazy, pile number 2. So you need to listen to it. This is no coincidence. These are synchronicities. These are serendipitous moments happening to show you what you're meant to go through in terms of a journeying right now within yourself. Listen to the call. The more you fight it, the more you will suffer, and in turn make others suffer around you. We project our pain without realizing it. Sometimes it's subconscious. But when you're happy, when you find that emotional fulfillment, when you follow what your higher self wants for you, you will in turn project that fulfillment outside of you instead. Your inner world reflects your outer world. Keep reminding yourself of that, because pile number 2, it is time. It is time to forgive yourself. It is time to move forward. It is time to go become who you want to become. Rewrite your story. Remember that you hold the pen and you can make a whole new chapter in your life for yourself. Your story doesn't end here unless you allow it to. This is where your free will comes into play. Pile number 2, I send you guys so much unconditional love. Give this reading a thumbs up if it resonated. You know, share with me your story if you feel called to in the comment section down below. I love to hear whatever you guys have to say. This reading was very heavy. This reading was very intense. You know, sit with it. I feel like this is something you're gonna have to really process for a couple days. Just know that when I do these readings, they are meant to help you become the best version of yourself. Sometimes the things we hear are things we don't necessarily want to hear, but they are things that are crucial for our evolution and ascension. The hibiscus flower is one of the most powerful things that you can actually ingest in yourself. Maybe even consider drinking some hibiscus tea, and that might actually help you kind of detox this attachment you have over this false identity that you've been trying to make pretend with right now. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Hopefully I'll see you in my next pick of card readings to come. You guys got this. Believe in yourself, trust in the process. Highly recommend you guys look into what the number 7 symbolizes. I believe in you guys. I'm rooting for you. You got this. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. It is Ahimsa here, and if this is the card that helped you select this lovely pile, which is known as 50 Shades of Course, with this, I said course, quartz, with this beautiful 50 Shades of Quartz card, along with this Celtic symbol that represents all 3 different levels of consciousness in the body, then this is your reading in regards to what inner transformation is currently taking place within you at this time. What inner transformation are you undergoing at this time? If I didn't mention it already, the number 28 is ruled with your significator card, and 2 + plus 8 equals 10. When I look at this right off the bat, there is a lot of beautiful colors here that are representing to me heart chakra energy, third eye energy, as well as crown chakra energy. This card is typically ruled by rose quartz and labradorite hues and tones. Hence why this mandala artwork, all the colors are showing that type of essence there. This inner transformation is just beginning. You might have actually just recently ended a chapter in your life that was necessary to help you level up in some way, shape, or form. Whenever you're watching this video, this is when you're meant to hear this. First off is what I want to say. And this significator card is something that we're going to have to tie into when we look at the first portion of your reading. So I'm going to move your significator card to the side, and we're going to kind of go right into the very first portion of your reading. The first question we're going to dive into is where you are right now in your inner state. How is your inner world being seen as, or how are you feeling internally right now? We're going to kind of get some insight on that. So I'm just going to grab the Elemental Wisdom Tarot cards along with the Learning Tarot cards that I'm also going to be using. The Learning Tarot cards that I own right here are very, very awesome. I highly recommend that if you guys are very new to tarot, you guys should definitely consider purchasing this deck. I specifically bought it because I love the keywords and it helps us get some additional insight for when we're doing readings like this especially. So we're going to be accepting reversals and upright cards with this deck in particular, and we're going to also look into this one as well. So let us take a look and see where is pile number 3 right now in regards to their inner state. Where is pile number 3 right now in life? Like, how is pile number 3's inner state right now? So you actually got 2 cards here. The back of the deck energy is the 9 of Coins, also known as the 9 of Pentacles. Hopefully it focuses. Okay. We're going to place the back of the deck energy to the side over here. And actually, before we even flip these over, I'm going to get these other cards out as well. So where is pile number 3 right now in regards to their inner state? How is pile number 3 inner state? Okay. And we have this card as well. So the back of the deck energy for this pile, this deck, this pair of cards is the Devil card upright. Focus. There we go. Ruled by the root chakra. And some keywords we have here: addiction, depression, mental health issues, secrecy, obsession, bondage, dependency, etc. Okay, guys? We're going to place the back of the deck energy next to this one right here. And let's flip these cards over and put everything together. So one of the cards you guys have is the Emperor card. So you guys have the Emperor upright. And the card beside it is the 3 of Cups in reverse, being ruled by the third eye chakra. And some keywords are overindulgence, gossiping, bitchiness, and lack of social life. Oh, I'm already seeing what this is going. All right. Pile number 3, where you're at right now, I'm actually feeling like you are in a good position when it comes to your financial life or your career life, your work life, but you might have married your work more than actual people. It might feel like if you had to put your work life and your social life on a scale, the work life would have a lot of load where it would kind of go like this, and the work life would always have to come first because of it. That's something that's coming through. There is a lot of things that have in the past led you to being so focused on your work, and it has a lot to do with fear-based ways of thinking and just perceiving the world. Okay, this is a very specific channel message, might not resonate with everybody, but what I am hearing is that some of you guys listening to this might have grown up in a poverty situation in your childhood, or your parents used to fight a lot about money, and some of you guys are the product of a divorced marriage. But because of all that, it has kind of shaped you to having a certain perspective or perception on money, that it's supposed to rule someone's life, and if it doesn't rule your life, then you're doing life wrong. I don't know why. I just feel like money is very, very, very important to you, pile number 3. Some of you guys are actually parents, and you're trying to instill this belief into your kids as we speak right now. Let us see the cards under here and kind of see the whole picture together. The next card we have here is the Star card. Beautiful. Okay, yes, I knew it. When I was looking at your significator card, I didn't say it at the beginning because I wanted to get some more confirmations when we started shuffling. The fact that we have the Star card showing up directly beneath the Emperor, you are 100% healing something. What I love about this card, the healing energy, the essence around here where the star is actually twinkling in the card itself, it aligns with the energy of this mandala that you received for your significator card as a whole. You are healing all different branches of your life, and you are learning how to find a balance, a harmony between all these different facets of what makes you a whole human. Your work life, your social life, your family life. You're learning how to find a harmony between a bunch of different areas in your life right now because of how hard you've already been working in the past. Okay, I don't know why. I am hearing that some of you guys were always said to those that care about you, they would always say, you're too hard on yourself. You need to chill out a little bit more. So maybe you guys have a little bit of a controlling nature within you. You guys are definitely perfectionists. Pile number 3, I can 100% relate to that. You just want things to be perfect in your eyes because you don't want any screw ups along the way. You worked really hard to get to where you are. I do not want to discredit you guys at all, but you have had to make a lot of sacrifices in your life to get to where you are today as well. Where you're at right now, you are starting to plant the seed in your head, pile number 3, about the idea of potentially trying to rebalance your life. Your eyes got opened or exposed to a different way of potentially living your life or experiencing life, and the seed was planted, but it's still in its soil. It's still trying to sprout inside of you. It doesn't seem like you are taking any steps just yet. You're still doing your way of life that you've been doing, just work, work, work. But that feeling in the back of your head, it doesn't go away. That initial feeling you had when you first were introduced to this different way of potentially living your life, it's still there, but the soil needs to be, I guess, nourished or taken care of in order for that seed to properly sprout. So what I am hearing right off the bat here, pile number 3, is this is entirely up to you. Your spirit guides really want to let you know that this is an opportunity for an inner transformation. In comparison to pile number 2 and you guys, pile number 2 had a forced they didn't have a choice kind of inner transformation, but you guys actually have a choice where it's entirely on you if you want to do life this way or not. You're going to be given an opportunity to be able to kind of rebalance your life and make some shifts where you can prioritize things that maybe haven't been given enough attention in your past. You're starting to realize the importance of having a nice little bit of a harmony in your life now. What's weird though is usually when people work themselves to the brim, their mental health suffers, but I actually feel like you guys have a passion for what you do, or you enjoy working, you enjoy being busy. It's hard for you to be in stillness for long periods of time. So the work benefits you because it keeps your hands or your brain busy. It keeps something stimulated that is necessary in order for you to feel some sort of levelness within you or some sort of inner equilibrium. I don't know. It's something to do with your nervous system. It really does feed off of the work you do. However, your social life does suffer because there's a lack of communication skills because of how embedded you put yourself into your work, or it's hard for you to actively listen to those you love. You might struggle with trying to put yourself in other people's shoes because you're kind of in a little bit of a survival state of mind right now because of how much this work plays a huge part in your life and mental health and overall well-being. You really feel like if you're not working enough that you're like a failure or it's the end of the world. There's a lot of, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways because I can't think of any other thing to kind of compare this to, but I'm thinking about like obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. It feels as if you need to keep doing something, and if you don't, you feel like it's the end of the world. That's what I'm kind of going to compare it to. I'm not a doctor, disclaimer guys, this is just for entertainment purposes only, but I'm just sharing what's being channeled and what I'm sensing. Let's flip over the last card and then we'll dive into what's hidden or unseen about this change, okay? So you have the Hierophant upright.
So far, you have 2 5s showing up here.
So with the Hierophant, the chakra that rules this card is the crown chakra. And some keywords here are traditional values, conventional conformity, marriage, commitment, religion, beliefs, knowledge, sharing, social groups, education, knowledge, and beliefs.
Pile number 3, I'm gonna add into this. When I said social life, this could also be your married life as well. It does feel like it has something to do with people though, 100%. It's work life versus some sort of group of people that are supposed to be more important to you, but the work always kind of goes over the people. I really feel like this had to come from whoever raised you or your childhood, but it has to do with someone teaching you this belief or this view of living life. And your eyes were open to a different way of seeing life that might actually start to replace that old way of seeing how life works, where you were always taught to believe growing up that work or money or something to do with finances is one of the most important things you should focus on as an adult. You are naturally stubborn. Some of you guys might have a lot of earth sign energy in your natal chart is what I'm picking up on. I feel like you're waiting for a sign or you're waiting for some sort of confirmation that taking it more easy in the work aspect or work area of your life is essential for your well-being. Until you receive that, you will just keep doing things the way you're doing it. Deep down though, you know that this is what's best for you. Whatever this is though, it definitely feels like there is an imbalance with work and people that you're supposed to hold close to your heart in your life. Right now, pile number 3, for anyone listening to this is what I'm seeing. And you're gonna be called in this inner transformation to start rebalancing all these different areas of what makes you you, what makes your life full. All right, guys, so we're gonna start shuffling again with the same cards, the same deck, put everything together and just kind of see what is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation you are going through, okay? Let us dive in and see maybe any subconscious influences or any hidden blockages that are related to your personal growth, but I feel like we already mentioned some things like perfectionism, but let us see what else the cards have to show us, okay? So what is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation for pile number 3? Back of the deck energy. Wow, again, pile number 3, you guys have the 3 of Cups. This time it is upright. What's hidden or unseen right off the bat has nothing to do with you. It's about the people around you that are worrying about you. There's a lot of loved ones that are thinking of you. They might not show it, but it does seem like they're just there worrying and they have you in the back of their mind 24/7, wondering when things will change. So someone really cares about you. They just want you to be okay. They want you to have emotional fulfillment in your life. I don't know if you're tricking your brain though into thinking that this is what happiness is supposed to be like, because you always try to put the responsibilities first in life. You could be a little bit of seen as a very serious or conservative or reserved person. So maybe it is hard for you to keep connections because of it. You can be kind of distant from those that you care about. Okay, let's see. Let's shuffle up the Learning Tarot cards and put everything together before we flip everything over and dive into this next question. So what is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation for pile number 3? Okay, another randomly channeled message just came through. I'm looking at your significator card while I was shuffling this deck. A lot of the colors that are here are the upper chakra, they're upper chakra ruled. So it could be the heart chakra, it has some throat chakra, third eye chakra, and crown chakra. The heart chakra in the chakra system is seen as, well, it's the 4th chakra, but it's also the chakra that's ruled by the heart. And it's the chakra that is seen to bridge the lower and upper chakras together to make a wholeness within us. Without the heart chakra, we will become kind of disconnected, whether it's in the physical world, in our fears, or get too immersed in the world and forget that we have autonomy. I'm feeling like you guys are on the extreme of isolation and focusing on you and your goals. And you guys are a little bit stuck in the survival mode, because I don't know why, I was just staring at it and that just came through, that your social life, those that you hold close, it could even be family members that you don't talk too much. Some of you guys, I'm hearing these are siblings that just care about you and they've been trying to make you open up to them more, but you keep pushing them away and they sigh, they get frustrated, but they're like, I'm always here if you need me. Maybe they've tried doing that for a couple of years and they're finally giving up. And I don't know what it is, pile number 3. It just feels like there was something where someone's trying to really help you out of this rabbit hole. You don't really want to be helped, but something piqued your interest a little recently where it's in the back of your head, like I said, but you're still doing things the way that you've been doing them. You're waiting for a sign. Hopefully this reading might be a good sign for it, or a reminder for it. Let us continue. I just wanted to share that. What is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation for pile number 3? The back of the deck energy is the 8 of Wands in reverse. I'm just gonna make this focus. Yep. Yes, so the 8 of Wands in reverse, and the chakra ruling this card is the solar plexus. I'm hearing straight, I don't know why in my head, I'm hearing like you're working or you're doing things, you're on this grind, you're on a certain grind, but it's for the wrong reasons. It's not aligned with unconditional love. It's not aligned with compassion. It's aligned with fear. Some keywords here is restriction, bad timing, losing momentum. Okay, so I'm gonna place the back of the deck over here. You only got one card coming out for this deck. So let's place those cards to the side. Yeah, you're very torn. You don't know how to do this. But one thing I can say for certain for all of you guys listening to this, pile number 3, something did pique your interest recently. That in terms of what's hidden or unseen about this inner transformation is kind of making you slow down in the work department. So maybe you had some sort of drive or inner fire to keep going, getting things done. And that has taken a little bit of a pause, or it might feel a little bit stagnant, like you're still working, but it's not as, I guess you can say, efficiently as you would personally view it as. And I think this is also where it leads into that energy of perfectionism that I was channeling over here. It's still showing up here. Okay, so let's get all the cards out. Obviously you guys can see you do have the Queen of Coins, also known as the Queen of Pentacles. Heavy earth energy, guys. Another card, the card beneath this, is the 8 of Swords. Yes, there's a torn energy. You are unsure and you are feeling a little bit stuck. Another thing that's coming through, some of you guys may have actually been given an ultimatum by someone you care about, that if like you don't stop doing things the way you've been doing it, then I'm leaving you. So that could be a love connection, or that could be like a friendship that is very cherished, or that can be a sibling connection. They're kind of on their last straw with you and you're really unsure on how to move forward because, like I said, the seed was planted, but you're still doing things the way you're doing it because that's all you've ever known. Maybe some of you guys just don't have the tools you need, or you don't know how to begin unraveling this way of doing life. There's a hesitation because this is all you've known, but that's also why I keep getting that energy of like that obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm not saying that you guys have it. I'm saying that the way that that disorder can affect people mentally, it feels like this work or whatever you do, it kind of leeches on you heavily where you become glued to it and it's hard to detach yourself. It's like you're codependent to your work. The last card we have here, oh my god, this is so trippy. You guys have been getting kind of like an upright and then a reverse of the same card. So I don't know if you guys remember the original back of the deck energies, the 9 of Pentacles was here. We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you're having a realization that what success means to you, it's changing. The definition of success you thought had something to do with financial wealth and money. You're realizing that that might not actually be the case. Some of the keywords here for this reversal card is lack of independence, security, or reckless spending. And the chakra ruling this card is the sacral chakra. You are so heavily in survival mode right now, pile number 3. This thing literally claimed you. I'm hearing that saying, be careful what you wish for, as if you got like a really good job or a raise or something with work and money. You were so happy about it, right? You're like, I'm gonna dedicate myself to this and I'm gonna work hard for X, Y, and Z. And all this time goes by and you realize that it's not really that perfect. It's not as beautiful. It's not as fulfilling as you thought it was gonna be. Because yes, the money comes in, but you're losing the things that make life feel magical, which is the people that you surround yourself with that's supposed to feel special. You're starting to identify with what you do. It's like if someone had to ask, who is pile number 3 to your face, you would kind of start off the conversation by saying what you do for work, but you don't know how else to describe yourself to people. It feels like you're kind of revolving your identity around this, and that's why it's hard for those that care about you to see you kind of suffer in this way. I am going to clear the table. We're going to move into the second portion of your reading, pile number 2, because pile number 2, my bad. If I said pile number 2, perhaps some of you guys did feel called to select 3 and 2 in terms of the piles, so maybe pile number 2 might actually have some more insight for you about what's going on. If that doesn't resonate, just ignore what I said. But yes, I'm going to clear up this table and we're going to move into the second portion of your reading, which is where we're going to dive into the current process that's happening within you in regards to the inner transformation. So we're going to see like what it is you're releasing through this inner transformation and the strengths that are going to be developed within you through this transformation. Okay, so just give me one moment and I will meet you in the second portion of your reading. Okay, pile number 3, we are ready to dive into the very second portion of your reading. So the decks that we're going to be using for the second portion is again the same Elemental Wisdom Tarot cards, but this time instead of the Learning Tarot cards, we're going to be going into the Heal Yourself reading cards that I have directly in the center. We're going to be diving into those 2 questions that I mentioned to you earlier. The first question we're going to start shuffling these cards for is what it is that you are releasing through this inner transformation. So what is it that pile number 3 is releasing at this time? So we have 2 cards here, and the back of the deck energy is again the Devil. So yeah, something to do about an attachment to your work life keeps coming out in this need for control or perfectionism. Okay, we're gonna place the back of the deck energy here. And before we flip these cards over, we're also gonna shuffle the other deck, which is the Heal Yourself reading cards. So what is it that pile number 3 is releasing through this inner transformation? Okay, wow. You have Hole in the Soul. This is the first time I've ever seen this card. This is such an intense and beautiful card with the number 36 equating to 9. Yes, there's too much separation or this need to, I don't know what it is. Pile number 3, are you like trying to prove yourself? But no matter how hard you try, it never feels like you did enough for yourself. I'm hearing that the person you're trying to prove yourself to, for some of you guys that resonate with what I'm sharing, has passed away. And that also kind of messes with you because it's like you're never gonna get that closure, or you believe you're never gonna get that closure. You can get that closure if you wanted to. The back of the deck energy for this card is healing, beautiful, with 2 and 1 adding to 3, which is where change is taking place. I'm gonna move this back of the deck over here. With this card, Hole in the Soul, that actually came up upright before we flip out these cards and see them as well. There is a really bad attachment issue with this work that you do, or whatever this is that you think defines you as a human. It is not the case at all, pile number 3. Through this inner transformation, you are going to get to release that feeling of filling up that hole in your heart, that empty void, with the wrong things. You are learning that you can actually give yourself what you need to fill that part of you up with more love, more compassion. And I think that's why your significator card is the 50 Shades of Quartz, because you are being encouraged through this inner transformation to heal yourself, to befriend yourself, to kind of give yourself the soothing, or I'm hearing motherly words. Some of you guys weren't loved enough as a child. You didn't get enough coddling. What's funny is normally when a child gets coddled growing up, or in their childhood, sorry, they get a little bit overly attached to their parents or to the parental figure that raised them. For your case, you weren't given enough of that. You were probably pushed at a very young age to start taking care of yourself, or you really didn't have a choice. I'm also hearing some of you guys had to be the adult in the home. Maybe your own parent was just very irresponsible. So you are very scarred and you work so hard in the way you do now because you don't ever want to be like them, or you never wanted to be like them when you got older, like they were the example of who you didn't want to become. It's either that or they brainwashed you into believing this is the only way to live. Regardless, pile number 3, through this, you're gonna get to release all of what I just shared. Let's flip these other cards over and put everything together before we dive into what is emerging and growing through this inner transformation. So the first card you have is the Knight of Coins, also known as the Knight of Pentacles. Let's get her to focus. Okay, I think it is focused. Hopefully it is.
that a, oh, it's a feather. Okay.
I have a thought, but I want to flip this last card over before I get into it. Last card you have is
The Eight of Coins, also known as the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is just 100% right off the bat confirming this has something to do with your work again.
with the Knight of Coins here as well. You are in this process of releasing this need to be perfect and do everything overly, excessively strategically. Like I said, the OCD concept keeps coming back into my head here, pile number 3, where it feels like in order to make sure you get a step correctly in life, you double check it like 50 times. Like you excessively double check yourself to make sure that what you're doing is correct. Precision, accuracy is very important to you. And you really genuinely believe that if you make a screw up, it is the end of the world. That's a very embedded belief in you. But that will be released through this inner transformation if you allow it to take place, if you are willing to move forward with it. I believe that when I mentioned that need for confirmation at the first portion of the reading, perhaps this is the reading that helps you get this confirmation now. Because it really is on you on whether or not you're willing to open up to the possibility of doing this. But I do believe that the loved ones that are worrying about you behind the scenes, they're not going to be there forever. It's kind of like they're doing it and they're trying one more time and just see if you're up for it for good this time. I feel called to pull this card out that's kind of peeking, so I'm just going to do it. I don't know why. Unleash your creativity. Yes, okay. I'm going to show you this card
And I'm going to tell you exactly why I think it wanted to come out. I believe that this is just about the divine feminine within you trying to come out.
It did feel like at the first portion of your reading that you were very heavily dominant with yang or sun energy or masculine energy, divine masculine energy. This doesn't have to do with genders, guys. It's just another way to say yang and yin energy or sun and moon energy. There's a lot of different ways to see it in your head, okay? Moving back into this. In this inner transformation, you're going to get to release the rigidity, the overly domineering energy that this need for control has built inside you, and the survival mode, this way of living that's aligned with fear that was kind of taught to you growing up. It's all going to get released if you're willing to do it, if you're willing to immerse yourself into this. When this healing starts, there's going to be a moment of rest and this need to take a break with life. You might get really tired. I'm hearing you're going to want to take longer naps, or not naps, but just sleep in. You might wake up and find yourself sleeping past your alarm, or you're going to wake up late in the mornings, or you might go to sleep earlier, or you're going to be a little bit lazier. You're going to call yourself lazier, but it's actually just your nervous system healing from going and doing. There's going to be a moment of pause for your body to rejuvenate itself. Now we're going to take a look and see what it is that's emerging, or what could emerge or grow from this inner transformation if you allow it to happen. So what is emerging or growing from this inner transformation for pile number 3? So you got one card, and the back of the deck energy is the Three of Coins. Okay. I'm going to share what I'm feeling right now. It feels like you're going to try to be a part of your family life more, or become more connected to those around you. The people that have been desiring your essence around them more, they really do love you. I don't know if it's one person or many people, but there is something or somebody or a group of people that just heavily care about you deeply. Releasing this, you're going to get to see how much they really love you. And you might even feel like you never deserve them because of how much they have been there for you through these times where you weren't there for them. Sorry if that's sung a little for some of you guys. It's just what I'm channeling. But I am feeling like a huge revelation, or a moment where you're gonna realize like, oh my God, why didn't I do this sooner? They deserve so much better. Don't beat yourself up too much about this. It was their decision to be with you during this time. Usually with souls or karmic connections or soul contracts, like sometimes this happens, and you know, instead of feeling guilty about it, just practice replacing that guilt if it does come up with gratitude. Just be thankful that you have people that love you this much. I'm gonna place the back of the deck energy over here, and let's just shuffle up this deck, and then we'll kind of flip these cards over and see again what's emerging or growing from this shift. But I did tell you the first thing was you trying to connect to the community or this connection or this group of people or person more. You're gonna try to show up. You're gonna try to be what they saw in you when they first met you, or saw in you when you were growing up with them. I don't know, there's layers to you, pile number 3. Obviously there's layers to every human in life, but there is a part of you that is at your core that you kind of stripped off of yourself when you got immersed into this work life or this thing that is literally eating at you and that you heavily identify with now. You stored it in the back of your mind for a little bit. Reconnecting with this person or these people, whatever it is that loves you dearly, it is going to help that part of you come back. It's going to reignite that spark in you where you're going to be like, oh, this is where emotional fulfillment lies. It wasn't in the work, it was actually here. Because the work, yes, money, all that is important, but what you do with it, where you get to go share that with, that's where it makes the magic actually happen. That's where life feels worth it in the end, you know? Working yourself to the brim all the time or to the bone isn't where the magic lies. What is emerging or growing from this inner transformation for pile number 3? Okay, so we have love. Wow, and I believe another card wants to come out. And we also have self-sabotage. This card is clarifying the love card. This is crazy. There was self-sabotage here because of these old ways of living. And that's because you had the hole in your soul that was trying to be filled by the wrong things. And what's beautiful here, what's trippy, guys, your significator card number is 28 and the love card is 28. This is the card that allowed you to select this pile. Pile number 3, this is what is growing and what will get to emerge through this inner transformation if you allow that seed that was planted in your head initially just take bloom and take effect, take full effect. Start working with it, start wanting it as much as those around you or the person that loves you, whatever this person energy is, as badly as they want it for you, want it for yourself to love them and show them how grateful you are for them. There is a lot of healing and love that could be emerged through this. In this deck, it also has a self-love card. So I know for a fact that when I see the love here, this has to do with you reconnecting with the people around you that has been waiting for you to show up for them. And that's why I was mentioning earlier, this is also confirming to me that thought that I shared with you about this significator card when I was shuffling earlier. I was saying how this is all upper chakra energy. It's like you're releasing the need for autonomy because you have been trying to prove yourself for far too long, stuck in some sort of survival mode, and you're gonna get to reconnect yourself into the outer world. You're gonna get to realize that you guys are all one and that there's an equal level of consciousness among the world. And I don't know, it just gives me this energy of singing Kumbaya in a circle. And I love the fact that the amulet she's holding is bright green, emerald green. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. She's holding it and it seems like she's about to place it on her neck. This is the energy that I'm picking up out of this card. So it's like what's emerging is you realizing the importance of connection. Okay, let's flip this card over. We have the 6 of Wands. I love this. Why? Because it's showing to me right off the bat, 6 of Wands is the victory card in tarot, guys. What is emerging and growing from this shift? If you decide to allow this inner transformation to take full effect within you, you're gonna get the job, you're gonna get the money, but you're also gonna get that emotional fulfillment that you were trying to make yourself believe was in the work, but it's actually in the people that you choose to spend your time with after the work is done. Who are the people that are actually closest to you, that have been there with you through your darkest moments? Those are the people that love you the most. What's emerging and growing is a whole new different way of living life, in a way where everything will have a balance, everything will have a meaning or a purpose in your life as a whole. You're starting to realize why you have to put more energy into that social connection or family life or whatever it is that has to do with people, because that's where you're gonna feel like you got everything you wanted in the end. Whoever raised you left that part out in life, that important part of needing that love, needing that additional support that you can't really get except outside of yourself from people. There is a reason that humans aren't meant to be alone for long periods of time. Ever saw those crazy experiments where people are in solitary confinement and you kind of see what happens to them and how their brain deteriorates and they start going crazy, they start talking to themselves? There is a reason. We need engagement. We need to be around people. You're gonna start to realize that, and that is gonna feel like true victory. You might feel successful when it comes to finances. Yeah, you're financially set, financially secure, I guess you can say, but you're gonna realize that life had nothing to do with that. That was just the beginning of trying to get yourself to the top. To really feel like you're on top of the world in total is when you look to your sides on top of that world and you see the people that are with you. And I've been there with you since the beginning. There is a lot of love here. They've been so patient with you. You showing up for them now, you're gonna realize how good it feels and how it makes your heart feel. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first is what I'm hearing, but this is really going to benefit you. And the success and what'll grow and emerge is feeling like you are literally on top of the world. Like you could not have asked for anything more, because this is the only thing that was missing. You thought that
that you had to keep working and working and working to fill something in you. But what was missing, why there was a hole in your soul to start with, is because you were ignoring the social aspect of your life. You were ignoring those that have been there. You were ignoring those that care about you the most. There's something here that can emerge and grow if you are willing to let this inner transformation take place. Now we're gonna see some steps you can actually take to allow this inner transformation to take place, as well as what this transformation for you will lead you to. So what the outcome will be, what you'll see your life to be like, what can this transformation bring to you basically. And yeah, let's do it, guys. I'm excited because I want to give you guys some steps. I'm telling you all this great, beautiful stuff. Let's see what steps you can take now. I'm going to clear the table and I'll meet you in the third portion of your reading. Okay, pile number 3, we have officially made it to the last and final portion of your beautiful reading. I did tell you the questions we're going to dive into. We're going to be using, again, the Elemental Wisdom Tarot, as well as the Work Your Light Oracle cards over here. But at the very end of your reading, we are going to finish up your reading by pulling out a self-awareness card in the Soul Truth Oracle deck that I have over here. It might give you something to really just be introspective with, to process after this reading is complete. I just want to feel like you guys are walking away from this reading gaining a lot more clarity and gaining some more additional things you can really think about afterwards. So with that being said, we're going to start diving into this. We're going to dive into the very first question, which is going to be, what will this transformation lead you to? So we're going to get to see maybe the outcome or destination that this inner transformation will take you towards. What will this inner transformation lead pile number 3 towards? Okay, this card really wants to come out, and this one as well. So the back of the deck energy, beautiful! Pile number 3, you have the Strength card. I love this for you so much. We're gonna place this back of the deck energy to the side. We're gonna just shuffle this other deck before we flip these other cards over and dive into it also. What will this inner transformation lead pile number 3 towards? Ooh, okay. We have, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I'm so excited for you guys. I love this for you because this really does align with everything we're diving into. The back of the deck for this card, I feel called to use it, is Sisterhood of the Rose. The subtext in this card, again, there's like a community. This reminds me of the 3 of Cups card again. Is beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, and teacher. Divine feminine energy is just emanating from this card. You are diving into more yin and moon-like energy through this transformation, but the strength and the resilience and the courage that you build through this hard work in your job or this work life you've had for yourself is still going to be there as well. So it's like you're meeting yourself in the middle, and you never felt that before, pile number 3. It feels like you have been on the run in your life in the survival state of mind forever, and getting a taste of what it could feel like to calm down with people that love you more than anything in the world next to your side. It's gonna feel, I don't even know, it makes me want to tear up. I really believe personally that if you have the money, if you're working and you got that job, why not weave in those that care about you the most into the picture as well? You never know when you're gonna die is what I'm trying to say. Let's flip these cards over and dive into it. I know that you guys are probably staring at this because this is the most beautiful card I've ever seen. It's just the colors and everything in this card matches up the exact vibe of your significator card. But let's look at this first because I don't want to get ahead of myself here. First card we have here. Guys, I am not making this up. You guys have seen me shuffle in live, right in front of your faces. Pile number 3, again, you have the 3 of Cups. If you needed a confirmation in this reading, in this situation you've been going through, pile number 3, I kid you not, you have received the 3 of Cups in every single portion of your reading thus far. Please take action. Let's flip this over. Again, we have the Queen of Coins. Yes, like I said, it's like you're gonna be able to combine the life that you have for yourself, that you built for yourself, this legacy you've created for yourself, with those that you care about next to your side. So it's like, again, I'm gonna show this to you. Obviously, I didn't show it to you up close yet, but it says birthing a new age. And I don't know if you guys remember the analogy I was giving you throughout this reading where I was saying like it's gonna feel like you're gonna get to experience a new way of living life that you never thought was possible. This is exactly the essence of this card, of everything I was telling you throughout this reading so far. It's here. And again, It aligns with the energy, the colors in this card. I told you that the rose quartz crystal along with purple labradorite, I always say that crystal wrong, my bad if I kind of butchered the name. That energy, these crystals are associated with this mandala card that you have as your significator card. The fact that the colors of here are pink and purple again, and it's emanating from this beautiful being in the center, that is the outcome. This is what this inner transformation can lead you towards. It's dreaming a new world into being, birthing new creations. You're gonna see what it feels like to experience true unconditional love in your life. There's people in your life that have been waiting for you. They're tired of you working endlessly. They're proud of you is what I'm trying to say. If you feel like you have never done enough or accomplished enough in your life and you're still trying to work yourself to the bone to prove something to somebody, look at those people that have been trying to get your attention for so long. Ask them if they're proud of you. Ask them what they think of you or the accomplishments you made, or ask them if they think you're a successful person, and just see what they have to say. I really don't feel like I can dive into this anymore because it's just so in your face, pile number 3. Like the outcome, you're seeing it clear as day. It has shown you the 3 of Cups in every single portion of your reading. So with that, we're gonna dive straight into the very next part, which is what steps you can take to support this change, because I bet you guys are just as curious as I am to see some steps you can take for actionable advice on how to embrace this inner transformation for yourself fully. So let's shuffle these cards and see what steps can pile number 3 take to support their inner transformation. Oh, wow. This is crazy. Back of the deck energy here. Accurate AF, guys. Accurate AF. Okay, I'll get into it. I'm just astounded. I'm just stunned. Everything I told you before, the channel messages, is all coming up here in terms of steps you can take. You got the 3 of Swords as the back of the deck energy. I know it looks a little bit scary. Don't worry, there's a beautiful message here. Okay. I'm actually gonna place the 3 of Swords right beside this card that came out, and I'm gonna show it to you right away, actually. This is the 4 of Cups. Let's make her focus. Okay. 4 of Cups. Usually the 4 of Swords has the energy of rest. The 4 of Cups, though, pile number 3, also has that similar energy when it comes to sitting with yourself, reflecting on things, and allowing things to, I guess, come up that have been shoved down inside of you for so long. In terms of a step you can take to support this inner transformation for yourself is to settle the F down. There is a big yearning or urgency coming within you that you might not be able to fully pay attention to right now, but this might get really deep really quick, okay? This is an inner child. There's a wounded inner child inside of you, pile number 3, that has been wanting your love and validation for a very long time. This wound that this inner child possesses is one of the driving forces to help you get successful in your work life. That's why this work wasn't built on a steady foundation that isn't really aligned with any love. It's more aligned with fear. That initial drive, the force in you, the fire that kept you getting out of bed in the morning and grinding, it was aligned with the wrong things. There was no compassion in the mix of that concoction that helped you get out of bed in the morning. In terms of a step that you must take to support this inner transformation is to let that wound come up and do some inner child healing. There is a big need for you to do some reflecting. I am hearing that in order for this to actually work, you need to be open to it. You need to actually allow it to come up. I'm hearing some of you guys say that you can't remember it. You can. You just need to put yourself in a quiet enough space to allow them to come up. You've been on the go, trying to stay busy, trying to keep yourself stimulated either mentally or physically. Work has helped you do that, but it's also made you avoid the things that needed the most healing and attention all these years, all this time in your life. Once you can put a pause on that and sit with yourself in stillness, as uncomfortable as that sounds, you can start slow. You can start 2 minutes sitting by yourself, breathing, and then you can build it up to 3 and then 4 minutes. Try it slowly. This is something that you really need to start implementing. Don't do it all at once because it will scare you and you will never want to do this again, and you might just go back to how you used to do things. And I don't want you to lose those that love you so hard in your life, because the fact that the 3 of Cups came up every single part of your reading is just, these are very important people. The last thing I want is to see you guys lose this connection that they've been trying to keep or maintain between the 2 of you. This is very important. If you are willing to take this inner transformation and let it unfold, you must allow those inner demons to come up. I am hearing that in order for this to feel like a safe environment, perhaps trying to implement sitting with yourself in silence
a little bit more. I know it's really uncomfortable. Like, I hate meditating, but when our nervous system is very naturally overactive and it's kind of fixed in that state where it's in fight or flight 24/7, aka an overactive stress response. And if you guys do not know what I'm talking about, this has to do with your brain and the amygdala hijacking your brain. I highly recommend, actually I'm gonna put a card in this video because I really think you guys need to check out that video I have on it. The chronic stress response is a mechanism that happens in a brain that has a lot of trauma, PTSD, or just stress. You grew up in a really stressful or overly stimulating environment growing up, and it's trained your nervous system to be on overdrive 24/7. So being in stillness where it's supposed to feel safe, where the nervous system is supposed to actually feel settled down, is feeling unsafe. So it's kind of like an oxymoron that happens within your body where you're supposed to feel safe, you actually get extremely stressed and you feel like something's wrong because it's too easy or too simple. I think that's why I kept connecting or coming back to that comparison of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, because it just feels like every little thing you do, you need to be 100,000% sure of so that there's no screw ups. Because it's like, God forbid that there is a screw up, you'll literally feel like the world's going to explode. I gave you guys a couple things you guys can do to embrace this inner transformation. Checking out that video is one of them, pile number 3, because you guys, I think, need to learn a little bit about what's going on beneath the surface of you, because I feel like that will also help drive the motivation to want to do this. Because you're such an analytical person, you need some extra knowledge or education in this area so that it makes you a little bit more determined to want to make it right. The perfectionism might actually work in your favor if you guys feed yourself the right knowledge about what's really been going on behind the scenes of your life. Let us shuffle these and just see, again, any final steps. Let's see if it can give us any additional things. I just want to make sure that before we end your reading and we dive into the self-awareness deck, that I give you guys as many different things as possible that you guys can look into. So what steps can pile number 3 take to support this inner transformation? So first card is, the card says, don't dim to fit in. It says, how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? You've been burying your truth inside of you for so long, and this card is asking you to pull it out. Be honest with yourself. It's kind of feeding into that need to be alone a little bit, because sometimes, as much as we try to ignore the thoughts and those voices in our head, sometimes the voices have some important stuff to say. And I believe that one of those voices that you've been running away from is that wounded inner child that really wants your attention. The second you start giving it the attention it desires, it will give you all the information you need to start moving through this inner transformation. Let's flip this other card over. Awakening. Wow, and it kind of looks like she's lying down. It's like the more you rest, the more things will be able to come up, because you're going to give your nervous system time to allow all these other areas of your brain to start showing you what you've been kind of trying to run away from. It says energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration, birthing a new age, dreaming a new world into being. A new way of being, integration, literally the same words. Pile number 3. You gotta just allow it to happen. You gotta weave your outer world with your inner world. Stop focusing so much on the material world. When our root chakra is overactive, all we do is think about a place to sleep, a shelter, food and water. Do we have enough money in the bank? We care about all these little things, but we forget why we're doing them in the first place. You need to start listening to what that inner world has been trying to tell you. Journaling might help, like maybe after you sit alone for an X amount of time a day, and you slowly build up the amount of minutes you sit alone, breathing and just sitting with your thoughts and acknowledging them, letting them come up when needs to come up. I believe that one thing you can start implementing afterwards is a journal. So write down any things that did come up that didn't want to go away like a cloud in your head, what things stuck with you, because that might actually help you start unraveling or putting the puzzle pieces together on what this wounded inner child has been going through all this time. I hope you guys can see how much Source tried to give you in terms of confirmations throughout this entire reading. You needed it, you asked for it, and you got it. This should be enough for you to want to start taking action now, because these people, they need to see this out of you in order to still have hope that you love them as much as they love you, because they don't feel it right now. Let us take a look at, again, to finish up your reading, the self-awareness card deck and see what question wants to come out for you to be left with. What self-awareness card wants to come out for pile number 3 in regards to their inner transformation? Wow, I did not do this for any of the other piles, pile number 3, but the back of the deck wants to be a thing for you guys.
So I'm gonna read it. Look. Am I willing? Are you willing, pile number 3? Are you willing to do this for yourself? Yes, you are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes, there is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. Everything that is here in front of our face that I just dived into is in this card. If you guys want to pause this video and take a photo of everything it says and you can like journal about it on your own, I highly recommend you do. But it does say today's soul action, be brave, follow your heart's compass, and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra, it is possible. Wow. For the last card we have here that actually did come out, it is, to whom am I comparing myself right now? I feel like this has to do with that inner child wound for some reason. So I highly recommend that you guys kind of sit on this. This is a reading that you're gonna have to really process for the next couple of days, I feel like, before you even decide to do anything I just shared. I feel like this is a journaling prompt question that you are being called to kind of ask yourself and really just meditate on. It says, what you are able to see and another is only visible because it is within you, ready to be brought out. Shine light on this feeling of not enough and see the truth. All that you need and want is within you. That hole in the soul card, you can fill that hole up on your own for yourself. Today's soul action today, stop comparing and start creating. Remember, you got that unleash creativity card. Pile number 3, this is a whole full circle effect that you just experienced. And this is one of the most beautiful readings I think I've done with this topic in particular today so far. I feel so blessed that I got to do this reading for you. Hit the thumbs up button if this reading resonated, or you could send me a comment down below if you want to share anything, kind of debrief. This is a safe space. The whole reason why I made this YouTube channel was so you guys can have a safe community to be able to return to online. A community that I've always wished I had during the deepest and darkest parts of my healing. I wanted to be able to create this channel so you guys kind of get everything that I wasn't able to receive for myself. I send you guys so much unconditional love. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more content like this in the future that has to do with self-healing and helping you step into your power and become the best version of yourself. Hopefully I will see you guys in my next pick a card readings to come. Have a beautiful rest of your day. This is Ahimsa here. You guys got this. Bye. Hello, my beloved pile number 4. It is Ahimsa here, and if this is the card, this beautiful Mother Earth mandala card that allowed you to select this pile known as Sunset with the number 36, then this reading is 100% for you in regards to the current, or what, I guess we should say, current inner transformation is taking place within you. What transformation are you going through right now within you? When I look at the significator card, pile number 4, the first thing I see is the yellows and the reds and some oranges around here. This is speaking, obviously, the color of sunsets, but secondly, it is also showing me that there is some sort of ambition or a dream that has yet to take full effect in your life. I feel like there is something here that is going to have to do with you building some sort of inner drive to go make your dreams a reality. There's something that you are seeking to manifest in this lifetime for yourself that you have been hesitant to do for yourself, or you got one foot in it, but you don't have both feet in it. This inner transformation might actually be the thing that is going to help you have all the energy it takes, everything you need in you to light that inner fire and get your booty moving to make your dreams a reality for yourself. So I feel like this is going to have a lot to do with manifesting and making everything that you desire come into reality, come into fruition, kind of like let the games begin type of energy. So I'm going to place your significator card to the side over here. What we're going to do is just kind of get right into the very first portion of your reading, which is where you are right now in your internal state. Like, how is that looking and what is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation? Energetically, I do personally believe that this inner transformation is something that's going to take some
time. I do see it happening for a couple of months. This process isn't going to be something that can happen in the snap of your fingers because I feel like it's building up. Kind of like how volcanoes can take so many years or even decades to erupt. This is something that's been behind the scenes growing within you for a while now. Once it does erupt though, you will get moving. Things are going to be on fire for you and you're going to feel a drive inside of you that you've never felt before. That's something I am hearing. Let us see where you are in the current, in the present. Let's see where your internal state is. And we're going to do that by diving into the Elemental Wisdom Tarot and the Learning Tarot cards. I personally highly recommend that if you guys are still new to tarot and maybe you want to learn it on your own, I do highly recommend that you guys get these cards, the Learning Tarot cards. I did not buy them to learn tarot, but the main reason why I bought them is just because I absolutely love how they show you the chakra that rules the card. It shows you a little bit of additional things that you can use as detail to add more clarity or depth to a reading in particular, which is exactly why we got this deck out for you guys today. And not only that, but they use a bunch of different keywords to show an upright version of a card as well as the reversal version of the card here. So that's exactly what we're going to be using for this first portion of your reading. We are going to take reversals with just this deck and then keep everything upright for the rest of your reading. So with that, let us take a look and see where your inner state is right now. So where is pile number 4 right now? Okay, this card just shot out right off the bat. We have for the back of the deck, the 8 of Cups. So I'm going to place the back of the deck energy right underneath your significator card over here. And the card that came out, or basically shot out, is the 9 of Coins, also known as the 9 of Pentacles. Before I say anything, I want to continue here and just get all the cards out before I just kind of say what's on my mind right now, because I am getting a storyline, but I really want to see what else the cards have to show me, because I feel like I'm filling in certain pieces to your story. At least that's what my head is showing me, but there's still some blanks that have yet to be filled, and I feel like using the rest of the cards and just seeing everything in full picture form is what is going to help me share everything that I'm channeling right now. So where is pile number 4 right now in regards to their inner state? We actually have 3 cards that want to come out, so I am going to roll with it. You guys are the first pile that actually got 3 cards coming out like this, and the back of the deck shows the Lovers. Okay, yes. Okay, thank you for confirming this to me, because this is what I was sensing at the beginning. I said I wanted to keep my mouth shut, put all the cards out on the table, but this is helping me, and I know where I can start now. So, pile number 4, it seems as if some of you guys might have recently quit a job or left something, or just recently had some sort of epiphany moment where you're questioning where you're at in life and if that is enough for you. There's still like a big question mark hovering over your head right now, where you're still really unsure where to kind of go, like what direction to kind of take for yourself right now. So I'm just feeling like there's ... like it's like a to be continued type of energy. Let's see what these cards are and we'll put everything together there. So one of the cards you have, beautiful, again, it's feeding into the story that I was just given, is the Judgment card. So it is ruled by the crown chakra, and some of the keywords here is judgment, self-evaluation, awakening, renewal, composure, snap, judgments, and forgiveness. I'm just randomly reading some of the keywords, by the way, guys, but this is really cool. The fact that you have the Lovers here, you're asking yourself what is more important. What is more important to your soul? Some of you guys are reshaping what the definition of success or what true success means to you in life. Okay, let's see another card. We have the 6 of Wands. Wow. Ruled by the heart chakra, my bad. Some keywords we have here is success, victory, winning, having the advantage, recognition, goodwill, okay? And the last card we have here is
The King of Cups in reverse. Yes, again, feeding into it. You are asking yourself, you're questioning yourself if this is enough for you, if where you're at in life is enough for you. Some of the keywords we have here is emotionally immature, overly emotional, overwhelmed, and anxious. Third eye chakra is ruling this card.
Okay. Some of you guys were taught to believe that the amount of money you make a year is what defines you, is what adds importance to who you are. It's like if you never surpassed a certain amount of money or income made a year, you would always believe that you are a failure in life. It definitely feels like your head and your heart are torn. They're not on the same page with each other. They haven't been on the same page with each other for a long time. This isn't anything new, is what I'm hearing. Like when I share that out loud, it doesn't feel like it's anything new. Like this is stuff you already know, but you are torn. Okay, I'm hearing some of you guys feel chained down to the life you have or you've made for yourself. Where you're at right now doesn't feel free. And it was supposed to leave you feeling some sort of freedom. You literally just want to feel like your hair is soaring through the wind type of energy. I don't know. Why do you feel tied down though is the question. Because you do have the Judgment card and you do have the Six of Wands. Let us take a look at the second question, which is what is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation, because perhaps it'll help us bring to light some subconscious influences or hidden blockages related to this inner transformation, because maybe that'll help us tie this in together with where you're at now. So I'm gonna reshuffle these same decks and let us see. So what is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation for pile number 4? Oh, okay, we got 2 cards. And the back of the deck energy. Wow, pile number 4, you have the Lovers card again. That is trippy. There is an emphasis here. Okay, I think this is also showing to me that some of you guys have already left this job that you knew wasn't fulfilling to you anymore, or you took like some sort of personal hiatus, or you asked for like a break. I don't know. Like I'm hearing some of you guys are on paid leave, or I don't know what it is. There's something where you needed a pause. Placing this to the side. And okay, this is so funny. When I was looking at the King of Cups in reverse, I was looking at the King of Cups in reverse and I saw that it was ruled by the sign of Pisces. Pisces is ruled by the planet Neptune, and I was thinking about illusion. And I didn't understand why that concept came up, but I love how the Seven of Cups shot out when we're looking into what's hidden or unseen about this inner transformation, because it's kind of confirming that intuitive pull that I was feeling in the first question I asked. I do feel like maybe if some of you guys did feel called or drawn towards pile number 3 and pile number 4, this is probably a confirmation that some of the things in here that you're going to learn and listen to in this reading will need to be further plugged into pile number 3's reading. And you got to put everything together that just resonate with you to see the full picture of what's going on in terms of your inner transformation. Okay, that's just for some of you guys listening to this pile, not everybody. So let me flip this last card over. We have the Queen of Cups. There's a lot of floaty-like energy here. Let me shuffle this other deck and we'll see how many cards want to come out. But let us see again what is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation. Before I start diving into it, I want to see if this other deck has anything else that it wants to plug in to this other inquiry we're diving into. So what is hidden or unseen about this inner transformation for pile number 4? So the back of the deck energy here is the Six of Cups in reverse, ruled by the heart chakra. So some of the keywords is letting go of the past, focusing on the future, maturity, growing up, and leaving home. Okay, I like it. Why? Because again, it keeps feeding into this energy of floatiness. There's an illusion, there's Neptunian-like energy here. It's as if maybe some of you guys didn't actually attain a job yet, but you have a dream for it. you're realizing that in order to actually make that come true, you need to actually put in work. You need to align with it. And the universe will not just drop it in the palm of your hands without seeing you taking steps to get it. But that's just for some of you guys. Let's flip these cards over. So one of the cards you guys have here is the Hermit in reversed. There's a lot of 6 energy, and it's been kind of all over your reading. The fact that the Hermit is in reverse and it's ruled by the number 9, but it looks like a 6. Your significator card has the number 6 in it, but then you add 3 and 6 together and it makes a 9. There's an as above, so below type of energy. Okay. Oh, and some of the keywords I did forget to mention is loneliness, paranoia, isolation, withdrawal, restrictive. Yeah, okay. Like I said, I'm gonna go back to that original thing I said, where it keeps feeding into this energy where you believe personally that where you're at right now, you're starting to question if this is something that you actually want. It's not giving you what you expected it to give you. You're questioning it heavily. You want to feel alive. It kind of scares you to think that if you were to just be exactly where you are 10 years from now and you haven't done anything else, you really ask yourself, like, if this is all I want to be remembered as. Okay, last card we have here is the King of Pentacles upright. Some keywords we have here is mature, grounded male, successful, wealthy businessman, bettering yourself, not a risk taker, thriving, stability, security, and provider. Pile number 4, what's hidden or unseen about this inner transformation is indecisiveness. There is a lot of indecisiveness or this fear of failing with something that is keeping you from being able to really fully follow your heart to the fullest right now. You have a fear that if you take this risk or you go do this thing, it will make you end up being left empty-handed or something. And okay, this is very specific, randomly channeled message, but some of you guys might have a lot of acquaintances or friends or like coworkers. I don't know what it is, but it seems like there's these people in your life that they're not like extremely important to you. Like if you lost them, it would hurt and it would sting and you might cry about it, but you can move on with your life is what I'm saying. These people kind of mess with your head and make you believe that the work you do is what makes you a valuable resource in this world, or the work you do, like if you didn't do it, like if you were stripped away of this job or something you do right now, you would be nothing. You would be worthless. You would be not good enough anymore. You wouldn't be worthy of love or something, validation or attention. I don't know what it is. There could be a really bad fear of rejection showing up here in terms of what's hidden or unseen about this inner transformation. That could be something that can be healed through this inner transformation. This inner transformation, I do believe, has already started for you, but it's in the early stages of its effect. This is gonna take a couple months. I'm also hearing in the long term, for some of you guys, this might take a year or two. I don't see it taking longer than 2 years, but I feel like it might take a year or two on the farther end of the spectrum, depending on how you apply this into your life situation. I think we're gonna have to move into the second portion of your reading to continue to put everything together. We did get to see like the illusions and the fears. There is also some self-doubt if things don't work out in your favor. And I see how you're torn right now, but we need to see it is exactly what you're releasing. We need to see the strengths you're developing through this transformation, and that's in the second portion of your reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear up this table and I'll meet you in the second portion and we'll dive right into exactly what I just said, okay? I'll meet you there. Okay, pile number 4, we have made it to the second portion of this reading where we are going to be diving into the current process of this inner transformation and what it is that you'll be releasing through it. So it could be some patterns or habits or some beliefs that have been holding you back. And then we're also going to dive into what is emerging or growing from this inner transformation within you. So we're going to be using, again, the Elemental Wisdom Tarot, but this time instead of using the Learning Tarot cards, we're going to shift into using the Healing Yourself Oracle cards that I have over here. Let us just get straight into it by diving into the first question, which is, what are you releasing right now? So what is it that pile number 4 is releasing through their inner transformation? The back of the deck energy is the King of Swords.
Okay. We're gonna place the back of the deck energy right underneath your significator card over here. And the card that shot out for you here is the Temperance card. The other card I want to flip it over you have is the Two of Cups. Pile number 4, why do I feel like you guys have like a bad fear of rejection that's kind of messing with your head and making you feel as if you need to fit in with this certain crowd in order to be successful or validated or recognized for your achievements in life or something like that? It's like you want to be seen in a specific light to those around you. Let's look at what the Heal Yourself cards have to say and put everything together. So what is pile number 4 releasing through this inner transformation? This card wanted to come out, and then this one as well. Back of the deck energy here is love, ruled by the number 28. So there was an ending. 8 plus 2 equals 10. There was something that was let go of. I still feel like there's this energy of like you trying to fit into a certain mold. Okay, let's see these cards. So you have healing. The number 21 adding to 3. And you have Phoenix rising. So beautiful, with the number 32 adding to 5. So you have 5 and 3 here with a 10. So there is some sort of change going on. Okay, this is like a far-fetched idea, I feel like, but I'm gonna go into it because that's what Source is trying to feed into my head. In terms of what you're releasing right now, pile number 4, you had this old belief system that you were only able to get to a certain point in life. And there is like a threshold that you can't pass, or like an invisible line that only you can see that you're limited towards, or like this is the highest point of success you can get to. And yes, there's more success past this barrier, but I don't know if this is like a belief that you have in yourself that this mental barrier got built with. It got built because of this belief you have towards yourself. It's hard for you to even consider pushing through it. So because you've had this mental barrier in your head for so long, it's like the idea of having anything more past what you already have in this life currently, it just doesn't make sense. It seems too good to be true. It seems like something that is unattainable. You can't reach for it. It's not possible for you. I keep feeling like there's people though in this situation. I don't know if it's people you grew up with. Were you like teased a lot growing up? Some of you guys might have been like slow learners, like you had to get some extra help in certain classes in school. You might have been teased about it or ashamed of it. It's like you're scared of even considering releasing this mental barrier you put in your head about the idea of surpassing what you've already achieved in life, because the idea of achieving it seems too risky, too good to be true, and that something bad can happen to you. So it's like you try really hard to feel and be successful and be recognized for the level that you've attained, but you know that you want more than what you have right now. But again, like I said, the idea of it, it's like your light is dimmed. Maybe you had all these good grades in school, you had to work extra hard to attain them, and people underestimate you, and because people underestimated you for so long, you underestimate yourself now because of it, or people doubted you. There's something here where it was embedded in you. It was a belief that got built upon over time, and then the more it got built upon, it started getting more and more embedded inside of what makes you you, what you believe to be your DNA, or what your genetic makeup is. I don't know, I'm being metaphorical and having a bunch of different analogies, but hopefully you guys can understand what I'm saying. Okay, this might not even have to do with work, but it can also be like in a relationship that you lost your sense of self in the relationship and you're forgetting who you are. There's a lot of different ways that this can be interpreted, pile number 4. I don't want you to think this just has to do with career, but it does have to do with you losing who you are because of some other people around you telling you who you are for so long. It's like you heard it and now it's your truth because you think that that's what makes you you when it's not correct. And the fear of rejection is so strong that it's really preventing you from even considering the fact of pushing past this barrier. That's something that is going to be released through this inner transformation. Everything I just shared with you is going to be released and shed. But this is going to take time. And I told you, I feel like this is going to be an inner transformation that will take a while. This is something you need to unlearn after years and years of telling yourself it. Let us look and see what is emerging and growing through this inner transformation and see if we can put together everything in full picture form in terms of the process of this inner transformation taking place within you, because I feel like it'll also help us get some more details pulled out of this first portion as well. So I'm going to shuffle these cards again and see what's going on here. So, okay, that already came out. And what is emerging or growing from this inner transformation for pile number 4? What is emerging or growing? All right. So this is strong. So I'm seeing this as being this energy of you can slow down the process when you stall on it is what I'm hearing, but it's gonna happen whether you want it to or not. The time it takes to happen though is completely up to you on how much effort you're willing to put into this inner transformation. The back of the deck energy is the Ace of Cups. This is so beautiful. You're putting yourself first. I believe that what is emerging and growing from this inner transformation is you not giving an SHIT about what other people think of you anymore. You're just gonna do you. Through all this stuff that's coming through pile number 4, you are gonna go through a process of just living life because you want to on your own terms. You want to feel alive. With the Ace of Wands here, I didn't show you guys the cards that came out. We got the Ace of Wands and the Four of Wands here. It feels as if from what is emerging and growing from this inner transformation is this need to feel alive, to be able to celebrate life. Find peace within yourself again. Through this inner transformation, you're gonna start developing a really strong bond with yourself. This does have a lot to do with healing your inner child, so maybe you're gonna start befriending your inner child, reconnecting to certain activities or certain things you used to do as a kid that brought some extra sparks to your life. I just see you having this ability to romanticize your life a lot more. It's like every step you take isn't gonna feel terrifying because you're gonna feel like all eyes are on you 24/7. Like you're not gonna care anymore. And it's gonna feel like a big weight is gonna be taken off your chest. I wanted to say shoulders, but it feels more like chest. Like this is something that has been suffocating you. Oh, it makes me emotional. Like I feel like for some of you guys, when you get to this point where you feel like you really love yourself and you can see color in the world again through this inner transformation, you might actually start crying. You're gonna just realize how beautiful life really is and how grateful you are to have a pair of lungs to breathe kind of thing. It's gonna feel rejuvenating. You were always a free spirit or had some sort of wild heart. Pile number 4. Growing up as a kid. I don't know what led to making it get stripped away though. You had a really warm light in your soul. There may have been something that happened in your past, pile number 4, that made that light dim enough to make you believe that you aren't worthy of anything more than what you have now. For some of you, it could be a person, it could be like a relationship, it could be a parent, it could be a friend, I guess betraying you, I don't know, but there's something to do with a person or a group of people for some of you that made you believe that you aren't good enough without X, Y, and Z. So you got X, Y, and Z, you have X, Y, and Z, but you still feel like you're living someone else's life, not yours, or something that isn't what you wanted, what your child's self wanted for yourself. It's like you're not there yet and you want to feel it. Let's see what else is emerging or growing from this inner transformation for pile number 4. Beautiful. This card just came out, and then this card also wants to come out. Wow, pile number 4, beautiful. Self-love. Yes, putting yourself first. This just keeps adding into the energy of the Ace of Cups. Can you focus, Mr. Camera? Thank you. Yes, you are gonna learn how to start giving to yourself something that you've always wanted, and it is love, it is validation. You're gonna realize that that fear of rejection, it was always there because you were trying to go reach for that validation in the wrong places. In reality, when we have fear of rejection, we are rejecting ourselves. Our inner world reflects our outer worlds, right? You're gonna start learning how to fill your own cup up and compliment yourself. Be grateful for doing certain things for yourself on a day-to-day basis. You're gonna start having more compassion towards yourself through this inner transformation that is going to help you be able to romanticize life more, make the process of life more beautiful and more vibrant and more lively. You're gonna get to look forward to the tomorrows in life, and you're gonna get to look back on the yesterdays in
in life. You want to feel alive in this lifetime, pile number 4. Some of you guys have something you've been trying to manifest. I do see something emerging that has to do with finding perhaps a soul companion, or finding a soul companion within yourself. So it could be a person or a companion within yourself. If this has something to do with career, maybe you've been manifesting, pile number 4. It is the beginning of the journey. So if some of you guys are like wanting to become your own self-employed person, I feel like you guys are just starting that journey. This process, this inner transformation that's taking place within you, that's going to last a while, is going to give you the spark and drive you need to go out and set out on that journey for yourself. I'm trying to give you guys a bunch of different ways to apply this reading into your life. But with the career aspect that I was saying, whatever it is that you want to do that can make you self-employed is something that could help other people feel pretty or beautiful within themselves, or lift them up. There's something where you want to be a light. You are naturally a light. Or maybe through a self-love journey that's going to come out of this inner transformation, you're going to realize that you can also be the light for other people. I don't know. It's just like as you heal yourself, pile number 4, and move through this inner transformation, you're going to start having a ripple effect with the people around you. Like you might inspire others to want to focus on them too. You're really going to be a force to be reckoned with. Okay, so I didn't show you the other card, but you also have alchemy.
That came out as well. With the number 25 adding to 7. Yeah, it's as if you're learning how to, this is so beautiful. And the fact that whatever she has open is like right over her heart over here. I'm sorry if my camera doesn't know how to focus. It's Mercury retrograde season right now. It feels as if it's like she's taking a parts of her heart, her passion, and aligning it with her goals. And
it feeds into that idea of you putting you first and living life on your own terms and doing things that you want to do for you and only you. And the back of the deck,
we have courage. Yes. Like I told you, you're building some sort of drive within you to put yourself first, and putting yourself first is going to motivate you to go embark on something. This is so exciting for you, pile number 4. It really feels like you are
manifesting something for yourself in the most beautiful of ways. Now let us move into the third portion and take a look and see what this transformation, this inner transformation of yours is going to lead you to in terms of an outcome. And let us see what steps you can start taking right now to benefit this inner transformation taking place, okay? I will meet you in the third portion of your reading and we will put it all together. And I did forget to mention before I move there, alchemy and temperance are like the same thing, combining the energies of what other people want for you and what you want for yourself. You're learning how to find a balance with that. This might actually help you heal maybe any wounds you might have had with your mom, or a bad relationship with your parents, or a bad relationship with a spouse. I don't know what it is. It does feel like though, like you've had enough of trying to please everyone else around you. That I can say for sure, pile number 4, and that you are putting you first. Yeah, just wanted to say that before I went into the third portion of your reading, but let us get into that. Now I will meet you there.
All right, pile number 4, we have officially made it to the very third portion of your reading. We're going to be diving into seeing what this transformation of yours that you're going through is going to lead you towards. And then we're going to move into what steps you can take to support this inner transformation for yourself as well. We're going to finish up your beautiful reading by pulling out a self-awareness card within the Soul Truth Oracle deck I have over here. This is going to be a way you can end your reading and allow whatever question that does come up to simmer in your head. Maybe it'll be a journaling prompt-based question. Maybe it'll be a question that aligns with a step you can take to support this inner transformation. But this is one of my most favorite decks I own because it's just so beneficial for any area of your life, to be honest. Let's just see how everything ties together. We're going to be using, again, the Elemental Wisdom Tarot and the Work Your Light Oracle deck, which is the very last deck we have over here, to dive into this third portion as a whole. What will this inner transformation lead pile number 4 towards? The back of the deck energy is the Knight of Cups. I love this for you guys. It's all about following your dreams, following your heart, exactly what you feel like you couldn't do in the old way of living that you're releasing in this inner transformation. So this Beautiful.
I'm gonna place this card to the side. And I love the fact that he is riding a dolphin. Dolphins always have an intelligence to them, a curiosity to them, and they have a childlike spirit because of how curious they are in nature. Like if you want something, you're not gonna wait for someone else to do it with you or to gain someone else's approval that it's okay to go do it. Like you're just gonna go do it because you think that's what's best for you. And I think that's beautiful. Let's shuffle this deck first and then we'll flip the cards over. I almost skipped a step here. And let us see. So what will this inner transformation lead pile number 4 towards? The back of the deck energy is take a break. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. You're working. You've been working so hard to show that you are good enough for people around you, to receive other people's recognition or validation or approval or attention. I don't know what it is. You were doing it though for the wrong reasons. I love the person in the water with your arms spread wide, and then I love how I see that crescent moon. It's like embodying, embracing, putting you first, going within, inner journeying. Maybe the inner transformation is triggering you to go on your inner world and focus on you more that way. Like I said, you're healing your inner child, so it's very, very beautiful. Pile number 4. I'm gonna place that again over here. Maybe you guys are actually gonna go on some sort of journey or like travel. What's coming in my head is perhaps like you guys wanna go in like the wilderness or go up in the mountains somewhere. Just find zen with yourself, make peace with yourself. I keep hearing that word hiatus. Okay, let's see these cards and get into it.
So we do have the Justice card coming out for you.
And for some reason, I'm looking at the blindfold, and it's as if you're gonna be doing things by listening to your intuition. Like you're doing things that you know you deserve. This has been a long time coming, and you're making it right. So perhaps something did happen to you in your past where you were kind of taught to believe that you weren't good enough by somebody. Someone did that onto you. And now you had a revelation moment where you realized that this isn't what you want. You've been ignoring the heart for too long, and you can only ignore it for so long, you know, until it kind of just bites you in the butt. And it kind of happened to you. And this inner transformation got triggered because of it. And now you're putting your foot down and you're done living life that way. The next card you have is 4 of Coins. Yes, it's like putting you first. You want to protect yourself right now. You want to protect your light. You're reviving a part of you that was once lost in some other gunk that you've been living your life in the last couple of years. That's what I keep sensing. And the other 2 cards you have is Transformation. How beautiful. It says things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Yes, this is exactly why I told you it feels like this is gonna take a while, because it really does feel like you are changing the script inside of you right now, pile number 4. It's so beautiful, so exciting. And the last card we have for you is boundaries. Yes. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? And all these hands reaching out. You are just done with trying to please everyone around you and be the things that they want you to be. You want to be who you want to be. This inner transformation is opening up a whole new chapter in your life where you are just done. You're done with it. You're tired of it. You're fed up and you're ready to change. Oh, I'm so excited for you. You're going to be in a better position because of this inner transformation, pile number 4. You're going to be able to know what you want. And once you know what you want, and it has nothing to do with other people trying to persuade you into wanting these other things, and it's just you putting it onto you and figuring out this is what I genuinely want, you're going to be able to go get it because you were able to get so many other things in your life that had nothing to do with what your heart really wanted. The drive is there, but you need to go on some sort of self-discovery thing to figure out where you could put the drive and take that force or make it move. I don't know. I hope you guys are getting what I'm trying to say. Let's move in to the final question in this portion before we dive into the self-awareness deck and see what steps you can take to support this inner transformation for yourself right now. What steps can pile number 4 take to support this inner transformation for themselves? Okay, so you got 1 card with the Work Your Light Oracle deck, and the back of the deck says, trust your path. One step you can take right now is to trust it.
Trust that gut feeling because you've been kind of pushing it away, and I think that's why I kept feeling like an indecisiveness energy when I looked at where your inner state is in the current. That makes so much sense now. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? You could be supported right now if you allowed yourself to be the thing that you were trying to chase on the outside of you. You can be all the things that you feel like you've been lacking in your life, but you need to give yourself the chance to show up for yourself right now. You need to start building a relationship with yourself where you can have trust and be able to depend on yourself to show up.
And that's gonna take some rewiring and time. And the other card that shot out for you
was break the chain. The light was dimmed, and you're gonna get to go through a process of rekindling that light in you, inner child healing, like I said. And the words here at the bottom says ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. Yes, you're rewriting your future by doing this through this inner transformation. That's the step you can take, like I said. Okay, the final deck that we're gonna shuffle here before we keep going into the steps you can take. So what steps can pile number 4 take to support this inner transformation? Okay, I'm gonna take it. You guys are the 4th pile, and you got 4 tarot cards in this last question. How trippy. And you guys are the only pile that got all these cards, so I'm gonna take them. The back of the deck energy, you have the Emperor. Take charge, take control of your life. Start saying no to those people that are so used to hearing yes from you. It feels as if you are maybe afraid to take that first step, but I'm hearing that it's gonna feel very liberating. It's gonna feel more liberating than you thought it would. But in order to get used to putting you first, pile number 4, you need to just start doing those things that might feel uncomfortable to begin with. And remember, when it comes to growth, self-growth, and doing new things and stepping into a new you, it's meant to be uncomfortable because our brain loves living and thriving in comfort zones. So you need to be the one to challenge it, and that's why humans have free will. Okay, so the cards you guys got, you have the 9 of Pentacles, and then you have the 5 of Swords. I feel like for some reason I'm looking at these swords and I see all this gore and all that, but it's reminding me of like writing a line in the sand type of analogy where you're just done and you're putting your defenses up. I don't know, it's really, really beautiful. And the last 2 cards you guys got is the King of Wands. Yes, it keeps coming up, the Emperor, King of Wands. It's being assertive, it's putting you first. And the last card, again, yes, I told you. You got the Queen of Wands, you got the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Pile number 4, the step you can take right now is to just start. It's for you to just start putting you first now. And that means saying no. When you really don't want to do something and you're just doing it out of fear of rejection and hurting somebody, they might try to make you feel bad at first, by the way, because they're so used to hearing yes from you. But that'll also help you realize the people that are meant to be in your life. I also am channeling that with the 5 of Swords coming up here in terms of steps you can take, you need to be willing to keep your guard up. There are going to be people that are going to challenge when you are trying to put a boundary. You need to be willing to keep your stance on the situation. You may have tried actually trying to put yourself first in the past before, but it never works out. You keep giving into what other people want rather than what you want because you're afraid of the rejection, and they are really good at guilt tripping you. But it's like exhausting. Trying to pretend to be something you're not for such a long time can be so exhausting and draining. And it's time for you to let that go. You need to be willing to be confrontational. You need to be willing to not let people walk all over you anymore. Pile number 4. You don't deserve that anymore. I'm hearing like now it's your time to shine. It's been your time to shine, but now you can really do it. You can support yourself during this. Just start putting you first. It's just do it. I keep trying to see if there's anything else in terms of steps you can take, but it's plain and simple. It's don't give in. Don't give in to people trying to make you feel bad. Don't lose your stance.
Stay firm and planted to what you believe in and what you want for yourself. Before you make a decision with anything moving forward, maybe give yourself a couple seconds. Or if people ask you like, hey, you wanna go do this, or can you do this for me? Say, can I think about it for a second? If they don't give you that time to think about it and they try to make you feel shitty about it, say no right away, because then you'll know that they're doing it for their own self gain. Maybe you'll just wanna do it because you love them or whatever it is. That's fine. But if it gets to a point where you feel like you're the one who's constantly excessively giving your energy out and they're not doing anything for you, that's where there's an issue. I feel like there are a lot of people in your life that are kind of just sucking your energy out of you and they're not really doing the same for you in return, and that's unfair. I'm hearing you gotta be a little bit venomous with your words, pile number 4. You're so good at just beating around the bush with things, but when was the last time you ever just were like cutthroat and like straight up? Because that will really stop them in their tracks and understand that they can't manipulate you anymore. It does feel like that's something you gotta start doing. As hurtful it might be to them to hear, like, oh, cry wolf, they're gonna get over it. If they're really someone that loves you, they will get over it. Let us dive into the self-awareness deck and see what question wants to come out for you. What self-awareness card wants to come out for pile number 4 in regards to their inner transformation? Two cards wanted to come out. I'm gonna go with it. You have, for the first question, do I believe I am worthy? Wow, this is the self-doubt, the limiting belief that I told you that's being released. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, let's read. You are worthy. You are deserving. You are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim the life you have dreamt up. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. Today's soul action. For a big goal or dream you have, ask yourself, do I feel worthy of this? Today's mantra, I am worthy of it all. Yes, you are pile number 4. You are worthy of it all. I'm gonna hold this card up for a little bit in case you guys feel called to screenshot it or take some notes and pause this video. There's a lot of juicy things in here that I feel like you guys should take note of. All right, I'm gonna place it to the side and let us see the second card that wanted to come out for you guys. Am I afraid to be seen? There's a fear of rejection, I told you, that kept ringing through all the portions of your reading we've dived into today. It says, the world doesn't want you to hold back any longer. Time to shine your unique light on the world. You were made from love, and from love you are whole. There is no more hiding there. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. Oh my God, I have goosebumps, guys. I am just so happy. I'm like speechless because this is just so beautiful. I'm smiling so hard right now. You guys can't see it. I got goosebumps shooting up my arm. Whenever I get goosebumps in a reading, I do believe that is source giving me confirmation that everything I am saying is truth. Everything I am saying is fact, and it is divinely guided. It is exactly what source is wanting me to whisper into your ears right now, guys. For today's soul action in this card, what parts of me do I hide so I can be socially accepted and fit in? Yes. Am I being authentic? Do I allow myself to be all of me? What do I need to feel so I can be safe to be seen? This is a journaling prompt that source wanted you to take note of, okay? So if, again, pause this video, please. I need you guys to journal or jot down this question and sit on it. So this is another beautiful step you guys can take for your inner transformation right now. All right. That was beautiful, guys. Pile number 4, I really hope that this reading provided you the clarity or any insight or guidance you needed right now at this point in your life. Hit the thumbs up button if this reading resonated with you guys. Send me a comment down below if you feel like sharing your story, if you feel called to debrief, if you need a space to kind of just vent. You know, this is a safe space. This is the whole purpose why I made this YouTube channel in the first place, so I can give you guys everything that I always wish I had when I was going through the deepest and darkest parts of my own personal healing journey. Feel free to check out any of my other videos that I have on my YouTube channel that are all about helping you become the best version of yourself, heal yourself from the inside out so your inner world can reflect exactly what you want on the outside in time. Sending you guys so much unconditional love, and do not forget how powerful and magical and special you really are. Bye.